last session, I didn't write this out, so feel free to also add anything if I forgot it. We met all of these interesting adventurers? I don't know if I'd call you adventurers anymore. You mercenaries, people who made bad life choices. Lots of options there.
Guys.
Devil dealers.
No, I
Yeah.
made a great choice.
I also made the perfect decision for
a
myself.
bunch of
Thank
people
you.
in
I made a choice.
We're not in the sticks, we're in denial.
yeah.
I'm not in denial. I know exactly what I did, and I no regrets.
But you all
like that.
work for Levistus. In some form, you've made not a pact, but a deal, a contract. None of you are warlocks. Right off the bat, not yet. Anyway,
Listen.
There's time.
Oh, we're gonna get a level up?
Maybe. But no, you met your handler who tasked you with finding a contract in the kind of one of the main towers that houses all the contracts, as the city of Tantlin is known for the kind of its record keeping of all deals and things that happen in all of the Nine Hells between any devils. Problem was the towers, and there's 3 of them, and they kind of shift locations internally, so you only have a limited amount of time to try and break in and get this contract and get out. So you need to figure out which tower was the contracts tower, and also find some Stygian slugs, which you did not make any not efforts, but you don't make any headway with that yet. However, you did go meet Deimos after getting accosted by a bunch of fish people, which was fine.
He's worth it. Okay.
Yeah.
We survived.
You survived. You all got to work together a little bit more as a group, and then you went to the Abyssal Chicken racing track.
And Deimos by Polycule.
Deimos joined Ripple's Polycule. Deimos was flirting with everyone. Everyone was very distracted and forgot why they were there. They bet on nearly all of the races, the chickens racing. But in that kind of betting, Niall saw a white Abishai Scrivener, which he knew from past experience, work in the towers, and was able to make a deal. And if their chicken racing, sled racing team that they bet on won, they would inform the group of where the contracts currently are, which means you still have about, from this moment, 24 hours before that changes, so not a ton of time.
Enough time for a long rest if we need it.
That's true. You all used a little bit of sabotage. Zephyr was invisible and went and messed with a few of the carts, and Ripple managed to kind of change the track underneath one of the carts, causing them to go veering off, while Niall played, under the guise of just playing some festive race music, actually managed to give, was it Bardic Inspiration to...
It was Bardic Inspiration to the one the Abishai bet on.
Yes. And with that, the race concluded.
We found out all of us chose proficiency in stealth.
Mm-hmm. There's some stealthy motherfuckers in this party. But with that, the race concluded. You all had managed to ensure that the team that the White Abishai picked won. And while you were collecting your knowledge from the Abishai, Zephyr was very busy tying everyone's feet together with some rope while being invisible still. However, when Zephyr heard a certain name, she kind of dropped the rope, which made it become visible, and had a little flashback memory situation happen, which none of you technically even, I would say, saw it happen. As Zephyr was
insight
still...
someone who's invisible.
Yeah, as Zephyr was still invisible. But as we're coming back into the session today, it is up to...
you did forget something very important that happened.
Deimos is really hot.
No, you covered that.
Oh, okay.
No, we found out that the contract is in the West Tower.
Oh, yes,
it's
no,
the North
it's the
Tower.
North Tower.
No, it's the North Tower.
Morgan's
Sorry.
rolling Artagan's luck. Or Artagan's...
You have to try, right?
Yes.
Also,
No, you don't. Because then you
I forgot the
fail
name, but it's
on
the
camera.
broker who's signing all the contracts and clogging up.
Yes, the broker was the name of the individual who has kind of been causing a lot of issues lately, just signing contracts left and right and making it hard for the Scriveners to kind of keep up, which is why the White Abishai told you that the contracts have currently been in the same tower for a little over,
while.
like a day and a half, or a day and a half going on 2 days, which is not ever really a thing, specifically to keep people from being able to do what you all are about to do, which is break in there and cause some trouble. But yes, so as we come back...
This scribe never saw us if we get caught.
That's true. Doesn't know you. Was just betting. Just having a good Sunday bet.
We just got lucky with which one we broke into.
Yep. So yeah, I don't think there's anything else unless anyone has something they would want to add.
Could you say what time of day it is now?
It is high noon. It's a little past noon. Yes. So we'll say the race. We'll say the race happened at, noon, because that's a great time for a race. And so it's a little after that now.
So we have the afternoon to acquire what is functionally disguises and figure out our entry and exit plan.
And you all know from having lived on this plane for quite a while, there's no kind of evening. Everything stays a kind of sun, like the sun just rose, or is just about to rise. It's kind of dark, but you can still see fine. But there is no nighttime to use to, unfortunately, anyone's advantage who has abilities in shadows. Ripple.
Wow. Targeted.
Unfortunate. You hate it here, Ripple, because it's never fucking dark, and that sucks. But it is icy and water, so, it balances out. So yeah, any other, anything else you would like to bring up before you start?
No, can't think of anything.
Awesome. So, as we jump back in, Artagan had just started to head over towards Deimos, I believe, using a little trickery with his Echo Knight in order to avoid being tied together with everyone else.
Oh yes, and Niall got to do a sick flip from a ridiculous deck save.
No, it's just Ripple tied to themselves.
Now it's just Ripple, and Zephyr's got the rope and is visible, tail twitching, no longer invisible. So yeah,
I'm gonna. Well, now that she's visible, Ripple's gonna look down, see the rope, and just kind of just stare her right in the eye as she just steps out of the rope.
Well, I mean, it's tied around your legs. You would have to probably untie it.
Tied?
Yes, it is tied. Yes, it is tied.
Tying it.
No, she didn't finish. She didn't finish Artagan's. She would have tied it around Niall and then tied it around Ripple and then started to tie it around.
Okay. Ripple will then reach down and cut through it with the knife. Because
Beautiful.
It's my character, of course. It's got
course
tons of
it's
tires.
Yeah,
you have.
That's actually
Hang on, let me
not...
see how many are in my...
That's required for Sly's character, not actually... Like, it's Sly that has the knife and reaches through the TV.
Reaches off screen, comes back with a knife.
Yep.
Listen, dump
I
strength
have like 5 or
has
6 of them in
knives.
my
That's all of
inventory.
Sly's characters.
Yeah, so...
you know how dogs have cheese tacks? Sly's characters have dagger tacks.
Yeah, dagger tacks. But yeah, Zephyr, your rope has now been cut in half. You do not have 50 feet of rope anymore.
Oh.
You have 25 feet of rope too, though.
I swear, if that chunk of feet is what stops us from like rappelling down somewhere.
Later it's gonna be like, if only
Zephyr
you
help
had
me.
40
Y'all
feet of
could
rope.
have untied it instead of cutting it.
The blame is gonna be on Zephyr in that situation.
Yeah,
I'm begging for my rope whenever that happens, because I had nothing to do with that. It's your problem
I
now.
pick my starting gear to know about rope and stuff.
But yeah, what's everyone doing now that the situation
I will
has untangled?
probably be following. Nice pun. Following our attack again to make sure he actually stays on task instead of getting distracted again.
Give him a chance first, though.
Ripple's just gonna continue flirting with Deimos.
Great. So Ripple's headed towards Deimos as well in order to continue flirting. So that is 3 of the 4. What's Zephyr up to?
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out what we're doing as a group. We're going back to Deimos to ask about the slugs, right?
Yes.
I don't know if technically Archdevil said that out loud. But
okay.
No, didn't say it out loud. Remembered it, and that's why he's going.
Yeah.
I mean,
never said it out loud.
Yeah, I think Archdevil said something to the effect of, "I might know someone who knows about the slugs, and then let us hear."
Yeah.
So
Cool.
we can infer that.
I mean, he did say, he doesn't have slugs, but he has chickens. So you can very heavily infer that.
Yeah. I think Zephyr's just gonna kind of hang back. She's gathered up her rope and put it back in her 2 ropes and put it back in her pack. Yeah. She'll I guess when they start talking to Deimos, maybe she'll make her way over, but just be kind of standing on the outside.
Okay.
While Zephyr's standing on the outside, Alan lands 6 feet from her.
Great. Alan is spying on you now. Hanging out. Can't get away from bird familiars in this fucking game.
Yeah, what's it like to be on the other end of being spied on by a bird?
Give me a second. I'm looking at what I have in my bag.
You're gonna shoot the bird.
Listen, Max.
I want to shoot the bird, but I know that's probably a bad idea, so I'm gonna do something else to the bird.
Max, listen, when it's your turn to be a player with me running a game, just remember all the familiar nonsense, and I will take it on the chin.
Yep.
Hey, 2 of us didn't bring familiars. I mean, 3 of us didn't, technically.
And that's...
Technically, only 1 of us didn't bring a little guy, though, so...
I'm pretty sure this is the first character I played that doesn't have a little guy. I'm pretty sure.
I think
Basil was their own little guy.
I think Albert is gonna fly over to Alan and stand in between Alan and Zephyr, and I gotta look up how big a barred owl is, because I think it's bigger than a raven.
I would imagine it's bigger.
Absolutely.
Well, some owls are really little, but this one I imagine is pretty big.
I'm just gonna assume they're gonna be playing a game of hop around each other, since Alan will probably try to
But
get
Alan
view.
Albert could actually kill Alan.
Yeah,
no problem.
Oh yes, I mean, artificer construct. Your guy probably has double digits HP.
Yep,
got more HP than you.
And can actually make attacks.
All right. So as the 2 birds play tag to keep Zephyr hidden, or well, with Albert trying to keep Zephyr a little out of the line of sight. The three of you otherwise walk over to Deimos. You see that he's in the middle of finishing kind of handing out the wagers and winnings. You see that there are like 2 or 3 large armored minotaur that Artagan, Deimos just hires for extra security when the race ends to make sure no one tries to, jump them and take all of the winnings.
Fair.
But and Artagan, you see that Deimos catches your eye and kind of just does like a 1 minute, like, let me wrap up my actual job and then I'll come talk to you and your group. So it honestly pretty quick. Only a lot of people didn't bet correctly or didn't bet well. There weren't a ton of winners. You see the White Abishai kind of walk past you all, already past you all, doesn't make any further eye contact with you, goes, gets their winnings, heads off back into the city. And as things start to die down, you all can go ahead and approach Deimos.
Yeah. I'm gonna approach him. Be like, by the way, came here for some information that I figure you might know. Just guessing, like, you have chicken. I mean, like, what's the difference really? They're animals. Do you know?
He looks offended. He looks slightly. You just offended.
Purple's also gonna like be dramatically offended.
Gonna be dramatic about it too, trying to win favor with Deimos. Beautiful. You see, Deimos is like,
Deimos
did
not like that.
How could you? What?
So rude.
Sorry. Stygian slugs. Do you know anything about that? Have any access to them? Anything like that?
Let me get my handy dandy dice. He pulls out a bag of dice. I always forget that I need dice as a DM.
Are those human bones or some other animal bone?
Oh, wouldn't you like to know? That's my secret. Okay.
Can I roll a nature check?
Spark is trying to come in here with the nature check, but yeah, go ahead, Niall. Roll a nature check.
Listen, he's curious what the bones are.
What the bones?
I almost grabbed a D6 instead of the D20. This isn't powered by the apocalypse. 5, yeah. That's a bone.
Oh, yeah. It might not even be a bone. Could be a rock.
Not could be a white rock.
Yeah. You see that, that Deimos goes, they're kind of a delicacy, but not for chickens? At least not abyssal chickens, maybe regular, mundane, material plane chickens. But no, I think you'd have an easier time finding it, like, at a restaurant, but like a high-end restaurant. A lot of devils like to snack on them when they're prepared a certain way, apparently. It's not my thing.
Okay. Weird.
But I mean, they're also kind of like if they're alive, they could be considered like an oddity. So if you know anyone who collects random weird things, that could be a good place to be. Sorry, I feed my chickens. And then he just trails off. He's like, I make sure they're well fed. It's fine.
Okay. I mean, yeah. Okay. I'm actually not sure which we're looking for, alive or not.
You all could roll a history check.
I was
Whoever's
about to
there can
ask,
roll a history check. Yeah.
History or Arcana?
Yeah, history or
Is
Arcana
it
is
any
fine.
different for me?
I think yours is
No.
the same. Yeah,
Hmm.
from last time.
I
Well,
got a
that's a
6 total.
Come
I
on,
got a natural
no.
6.
one more 6.
Hey, Max.
hang
What?
on.
The trend continues. Nat 20 for 23.
Oh my god.
I was
But
gonna
it's
say I should have
history
just
or
not
what?
rolled for Zephyr.
Arcana? Let's see.
I got
Says
a nat
7 total.
1.
Okay, well, Zephyr's. I don't know if is Zephyr even overhearing this conversation right now.
I guess not because
No,
I rolled
Zephyr's
a nat
busy.
1.
Yeah. So is
This is
Artagan
like, do
and
I, like-
Ripple.
Yeah.
They're too busy.
My
Like,
dice-
I got
like Deimos' pecs have been like bouncing as they're talking, and the two of you just fucking forgot what you're trying
He
to.
just does it.
Yeah.
Just idle
I think my
animation.
dice have decided they're gonna push the plot forward,
Yeah.
regardless.
Apparently.
23 total.
23
I love
total.
it.
Yeah, you would realize that what you would need based on the properties that that Vessin described, which is that kind of ability to fake your appearance and the memory of you being there for other people. You would need them alive. So someone who would know like oddities, weird collector shit, stuff like that.
Now I was gonna try to like break line of sight between the moving pack and Ripple. Was like, hey, do you
Huh?
know
Oh,
any?
yeah.
Okay.
It's like right. It's
Wait
like right at eyesight. It's like right in your eyes.
Yeah,
You're 5'2".
Nio is standing between. Anyone in your poly situation know an oddity shop or runs one? I think you
Oh,
mentioned
Yeah.
one of your partners runs a bookstore or something.
Yeah. Carl, he runs a bookshop. He's got a lot of cool little oddities and strange stuff that he likes to collect. Because whenever I see something really weird, I like to grab it for him because he just likes collecting really cool little strange stuff like that. But yeah, we can totally ask. And if he doesn't, he runs in a lot of circles that also collect a lot of really weird stuff. So he'll probably know someone. So yeah. It's not too far from here actually. Let's go. Hey,
Now,
David.
I was gonna look
Here's his
around at
address.
like the nothing around us. And kind of be like, not too far, huh?
Not really.
On this plane,
Right.
it's fine.
Yeah.
We're gonna need the
It's
slug
like
alive.
in the town that we literally just left, so it's not that far.
And he will mentally command Alden to fly back to him, and just kind of like vaguely gesture at Zephyr that they're leaving or you coming with.
Zephyr follows the bird with her eyes. Doesn't actually hurt it, but
Just makes a little fucking shot, like
yeah.
The
Yeah.
audible pew.
yeah,
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah, charcoal. Sorry, wow, his eyes are charcoal. Nio narrows his eyes at Zephyr, and just lips, don't you dare.
She's gonna message him and says, "If you leave your bird with me to supervise me again, I will. I don't need a chaperone."
At this,
Prove
Deimos
it, then.
leans over to Ripple and's like, "I'm sensing so much tension. Are you seeing the tension here? I love it."
I am. I see it.
You're
Oh my God.
sensing tension with Zephyr and everyone.
Tate,
Wait, but Rebel's
Zephyr
just
Tate, stop
Deimos-
making shippable PCs.
Oh my god, it's not. Yeah, it's you, Tate.
Also,
the
at
problem
this
is
point,
you, Tate, not me.
Problem
Okay?
is you.
not me. It's not me. I'm not
Sorry,
the problem.
for point of preference, after they got their next bearing, Niall did move out of the way of Ripple wanted to continue to ogle the Minotaur.
But yeah, Ripple's gonna tell Deimos, and by the way, here's my address. Here's like all the address of my part of the rest
Give
of
me your fucking here's my social security number. Love me.
By the way, thank you for your gender.
So that so when we get back from this like mission or whatever, you need to come over and I will tell you everything about it, and especially the tension between those two. Because I know something is gonna happen.
Oh,
I can't wait to tell you what. I will tell you everything after, I promise.
Okay. This is fantastic. All right. Well, bye, Artie. I'll see you later.
Yeah. Thanks, man. Kind of figure you know
He
something.
just jiggles his pecs again.
And then in Minotaur, can I say and about the chickens thing? I'll make it up to you.
Okay. Yeah.
Zephyr's gonna bounce up to Deimos. So, I totally bet on the winning chicken. How does this whole thing work with me getting my reward?
Oh, yeah, I got winnings that you pick up too. I almost forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right.
He looks to Ripple's like, well, I can always make a house call with yours.
It works for me.
Perfect. And then it goes to Zephyr's like, right, so, and rummages around looking for the ticket he wrote. Is like, it seems you just did the standard bet, pulls out an abacus, starts doing fucking calculations on it to figure out the amount.
Where do you get that abacus from?
Look, he's a big man.
He doesn't have pockets.
He's a big man. Just tucks it in his back pocket.
Oh, God.
And yeah, you see that he produces a little pouch, which sounds like there's some coins in there, and also some other heavier items that are clinking around in the coins as well. Is there anyone else who bet that isn't Ripple and Artagan? How many did you win to lose? What is your win to loss ratio? Do you owe him money, Artagan?
Well,
Can I roll a percentile about it?
Right?
Huh?
Didn't Artagan and Ripple bet on all of the three?
All of them except 3.
Can I roll a percentile though to see what the long term?
Oh yeah, like you got
is?
like a running fucking tally. Yeah, go for it.
Zephyr bet on 3 of the 6 chickens.
Okay, so I think you still come out to a net
bet
positive.
heaviest on one,
Woo!
since she
It
bet
would
on
have
one
2 chickens.
after.
So what is the like what does the roll mean?
Give me the number and I'll make it up.
You
It's
sure?
D&D, yeah. What's the number?
73.
73.
Okay.
Okay.
I think that could be like his like percentage of losses versus wins.
Yeah, as win-loss ratio.
I feel like that's pretty high if there's 6 chickens.
This is
There
over
could
the
be other
entire
overall.
course of the time he's known Deimos. So, yeah, I'd say you actually are.
Knowing how long they've known each other is that's not great.
I know. A 75% win ratio is very high.
A 73, and I thought it was the other way around.
No.
Okay.
So I would say
I
you
also thought it was the other way
you
around.
also get unless you were just keeping. Unless you're just having Deimos like keep your money and like when you're supposed to like take your winnings and bet with your winnings, is that just what Artagan does? Instead of taking any of the money, just comes back and makes more bets, or does Artagan want to walk off with any of the money? Because I would say Deimos would know this, so that would go either way as to whether he gives you a pouch of winnings. Or
maybe half.
half. Okay.
Probably take half of it. Be a little bit risky, but also like have a little bit to be like, oh well, I don't have money right now, but I have some in the bank. Essentially,
the bank that is
like, hey, I lost all
racetrack.
my money, but you have some of it, so I'm just gonna use that. Put it on my tab.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you see, similarly, Deimos takes the pouch, splits it, and hands you a smaller pouch of some gold. You do not have any of the bigger items that are clanking around in there.
Okay.
All right,
That's
but
fine.
with that,
How much gold did I get?
so you got 350 gold and a chunk of obsidian and a chunk of ruby as well, uncut.
Nice.
Unfinished.
Yes.
And
Buddy,
not,
what can I do to get that? What can I do?
Bet
Tell
on
me.
the
That's-
winning chicken.
you wanted half of your winnings, so you got 200 gold and no gems.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Unless,
Okay.
as a rock person, you would prefer gems over gold.
No, it's fine. It's not the rock I'm made of, so it's like whatever.
That's true. Nice job.
Listen, I was trying to stop it from sliding off the other direction.
All right, so with that, you have a new direction you're headed. I think bets are settled. Ripple has given out their name and home address and their partner's home addresses to Deimos for future endeavors, and they have a dinner date planned for when y'all get back. So
Okay, technically, I gave the Carl's bookshop
okay.
address.
Not as
He
not
lives
as
above the
personal.
bookshop, but like, you know,
You still gave the home
you have
address.
to know that.
It's fine. He won't
Yeah.
look. He can't look up. It's fine. His neck's too beefy. Can't possibly look and turn his head up. All right. So, with that, yeah, Ripple, you can lead the way towards Carl.
As they're walking, Zephyr's gonna walk next to Artagan and say, "So, looks like I won the bet. It's in the North Tower.
Yeah.
I expect that sapphire."
Double or nothing.
For what?
Make a new bet. If you win this
On
one,
what? That one was really exciting. I don't know. You're not suggesting anything else, so I think I'm just gonna take my win here.
well, we'll figure it out on the way.
No, I just want my sapphire. Artagan, I know you're a gambler, but I'm not. So,
You could be getting 2 sapphires. You could be getting a sapphire and
well,
whatever else you
Artagan,
want.
it's not that complicated. You're gonna want to make another bet with me anyways, so I'll just wait until then.
How about I bet that I won't make you another bet. If
No,
You
but
win
that's
this
not fun. So I just want my sapphire. I expect it in a week.
figure it out.
No, it's figured.
All right, fine.
Artagan dies off screen.
Okay, okay.
Looks like Artagan's gonna be betting on a lot more chicken races to try to get a sapphire, and it's coming in the future.
Jeez Louise.
Deimos can
No,
spot
it's
him.
gonna be out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, he knows where to get some gemstones, but he doesn't know where to get sapphire. I've asked him that.
All right, so let's see what this sounds like. I like it. So yeah, as we head towards back into the city proper of Tantlin, you all are following Ripple kind of through the streets. Again, Tantlin is this kind of concentric circles with large kind of walls of ice and then gates in them in certain areas where you can pass. And you all have been on the very outer edge where the harbor is. That's where the kind of tavern was. You stayed kind of to the outside as well with the chicken fighting. Nope. Chicken racing. Not
We
chicken
changed
fighting.
it.
We changed it. Chicken
It was
racing
chicken
was
fighting.
better. And now following Ripple, you all have to actually enter the kind of second ring. So as you pass, you see there are quite a lot of armed guards. you all have kind of little tokens that are basically a status check that shows that you're allowed through. Otherwise, it's basically there to keep adventurers out, and you all have made a name for yourself, at least a little bit, in some way, stating that you are meant to be there. Show your little tokens, head through, no problem. And as you follow through these kind of frozen streets, and there's less actual waterways here as well. There are a lot more in the kind of first ring of the city. You make your way to kind of a simple little alley, and towards the end of the alley is you see just a sign that just has an open book. No language is needed. Don't need to worry about translating it into, you know, common or infernal or anything. Everyone's like, book. And then underneath there's like something. You can't make out what it is, so you're like, that's weird. That's oddities. Books and oddities. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, Ripple, this is Carl's bookstore.
Junior.
Carl Jr. It's Carl's bookstore. Yeah.
I was gonna look over at Ripple, was like, doesn't a literate run a bookstore?
Oh, I forgot I was illiterate.
No, he's asking if Carl was illiterate.
No, but Ripple is.
Ripple is, and I forgot about that. Okay. Oops.
It's why Carl's so sexy. He can read.
He reads to me.
Aww.
It's really
That's
sweet.
sweet.
Because I love stories, but I can't read. But he reads to me, and he's really, really nice. I love Carl.
Is there a bell on the door when we open it?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yes.
Of course.
Rapper's gonna jump up and ring the bell again.
Called it.
Yeah, you hit the bell again. You see, as you enter, looks like a pretty standard bookstore you'd really see anywhere. I mean, shelves just covered in scrolls, books, random knickknacks. There's lots of cobwebs everywhere. Yeah, it's very cozy, much warmer. There's a lit kind of fireplace over in the corner, so much warmer than the outside that you all are pretty used to now, being as it only has like one temperature all year round. But it's still pretty nice to be warmer. You see there's kind of a counter, again, just piled with things. And you see sitting in the corner, reading a humanoid-looking individual. I don't know. Sly, do you have what they look like? Do you want to say, or should I come up with something?
I come up with something.
Okay.
They're I think we said incubus.
Yeah, which they're currently not in a devil form because you did ring the doorbell, and therefore they, without knowing who it is, kind of switch to, which you would know, they switch to like their human persona, Carl. And you see, just kind of sitting on near the bench, just kind of reading, the most basic looking human. If you just scrolled the streets, kind of like darker, tan brown skin, dark black hair, and bright blue eyes. That's the part that is unsettling. It's like the fucking huskies with the blue eyes where you're like, God, you're terrifying. What is that? That is the unsettlingness of these blue eyes. Does not look like it should be on this individual at all. But as soon as they kind of look up and see you enter, Ripple, you see that the shift, or the form shifts into a much more classic looking incubus that you all have been around. You've seen a lot of incubus spend their time in Tantlin as well. And as is mandatory, no shirt. Just a thin little like leather strappy situation, black leather pants, extremely sexy. Still does have, even with their red kind of devilish skin, has those piercing, incredibly blue eyes. And you see that they're kind of a bit soft-spoken, and they're like, Ripple, it's so nice to see you. I see you
Carl,
brought
sweetheart.
friends? Or
yeah,
new lovers? I wasn't aware.
No, I'm working with them for a job real quick, but you know that Minotaur Hazard is always talking about? Who runs the chicken races?
Hazard
Deimos?
never stops talking about him. I've almost written a
met
full
him.
book.
I got to meet him today. He's super cool, and he's gonna join the polycule.
Well, I guess I better start a series then. This will be fantastic.
You're gonna love him, Carl.
Wonderful.
He's awesome.
Well, are you all here for books or
Oh, right,
Oddities.
oddities? Oh, okay.
We're looking for Stygian slugs, a live one if possible.
Okay.
Do you have any? I don't know if you have any, or if you know someone who does. I figured you're the best bet for finding one, though.
Right. Give me one moment. Please peruse. I need to go check my logs, see if I have anything. You see,
Thanks,
Carl
Carl,
leaves.
you're the best.
Oh, thank you. And you see Carl leaves, goes into kind of a back room, and you hear just like things being chucked. Ripple, you know Carl doesn't really keep a log, so Carl's just like looking through shit, being like, did I order any? Did I get any in stock? But yeah, are you, while Carl is, in the next room searching, are you all doing anything? Waiting around? Looking at the items in here? I would say none of you have probably been in this shop before, except Ripple. As there are, like, this isn't the only book oddities items shop in the city. It's a city. There are quite a few, so this is your first time to this one.
Ripple's gonna just kind of curl up in their favorite armchair and play with a fun fidget toy puzzle toy that is just kind of lying around.
Awesome.
It's clearly there for Ripple.
Yeah, it was just waiting on the chair for you.
I'm going to peruse like the ends of the shelves, staying close by for whenever Carl gets back, but he has a curiosity at least.
Mm-hmm. Looking for anything specific, or just seeing what's there?
Just seeing what's there.
Okay. Are you curious enough to make a investigation check, or?
Sure.
Okay. Zephyr.
I swear to the gods, dice.
Zephyr's also going to be perusing.
Okay.
If you do me again.
She's going to be perusing the shelf, so I'm going to also roll an investigation check for her.
Go for it.
Not another nat 20 that you have to figure something out for, so it doesn't feel like a waste. Total of 14.
14, okay. Zephyr?
11.
11.
Yeah.
I'd say for Niall, the thing that does catch your eye is a book about important figures of sigil. It's in common. That's the title of kind of the book. And yeah, as you're perusing, that's one that you're like, okay. Do with that what you will. Zephyr?
If no one's directly looking at him, he's gonna try to pocket it.
Ooh, stealing. Stealing.
Ripple has been eyeing everybody.
Ripple wants to make sure no one's... Alright, yeah, you could make a sleight of hand.
I guess.
Yeah, let's do a perception check for you, Ripple, and Niall is a sleight of hand. Getting spicy. Spicy with it. Everyone's gonna make at least one contested check against each other before the end of this.
I have a 13 plus 6.
13 plus 6, so 19.
Yes.
23.
Oh, God.
No! Come on!
Yep, so...
You're stealing from my boy's shop!
You should know better than to bring these shifty individuals, and everyone's shifty in here, it's fucking hell. But yeah, Niall, you're able to. It is like a smaller book, like pretty thin, so you're able to just like turn your back quickly, pocket it. And Ripple, you look over and you just catch as Niall's kind of like perusing the shelf.
Oh yeah, as he turns, pockets it, he's turning and immediately looking. Yeah.
Zephyr, you got a 11.
11. Yeah.
Were you looking for anything
have to let
specific?
One of the cats in, so mark that on your bingo
just
cards.
Like, looking for artificery books.
Artificery books, yes.
Nerdy books.
Nerdy books, great. You're like, where's my book about changing the tires on a car?
Yeah.
Engineering books. As you're looking, you see that a lot of these books kind of seem to be more lore-based or like story-based, historical. You don't see anything that really interests you in that regard.
Darn. I'm sad, because I was gonna try to pocket a book too. That was my plan. I was like, she's just gonna go into the store and steal something. Maybe I'll keep that as my plan. I don't know.
We'll see. We'll say Ripple's... Yeah.
It'll have to be something like interesting enough, and I don't think she's found anything interesting enough, so...
What's Artagan doing in this bookstore?
He is not perusing, but ever since he entered the store, has been staying as far away from the fire as he can. And that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Just kind of standing there waiting.
Just standing near the edge of the, like, basically right at the door without looking like he's about to walk out the door. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
By the door would be great, actually.
Yeah. He said, this is, please, door. Yeah, so with that, you hear Carl come back in, and he has a small kind of little box that he comes back with, and as you all probably get a bit closer, he goes, well, I do, as a matter of fact, have 3 of them. I don't know why I bought them, but I did. I can't tell you how long ago I bought them, but the good news is they're really hard to kill. So, and he kind of gives it a little shake, and you hear a little squeal. They're like, they're still alive.
With the previous Arcana check, would now roughly understand how they're used?
What did you get on that again?
I think it was like a 21.
Oh, it was up there. I want to make you have another check, but
can I make a check too? Or
yeah, let's see. You can't unlearn knowledge, so if you make a bad check, Niall, it won't. You won't unlearn anything, but. As you're getting closer, you see that Carl kind of flips the lid open. You see 3 of these kind of white and black striped slugs that are quite big.
Hit me.
Yeah.
19 total, by the way.
19 total?
I got a 16.
16. You see that, we'll say these factor in as you all are kind of talking with Carl. Carl goes, well, I have them. Are you trying to cook them? Or, I know they're sometimes a delicacy. Do you have a rich individual who wants to eat them?
No, but don't worry about it. I will tell you everything as soon as I get back. Hopefully later tonight, but if not, when I get back. You'll be the first stop I make, don't worry. And I will tell you everything.
You see that Carl kind of
being raw.
Goes up on her tiptoes and gives him a quick kiss.
You see he kind of narrows his eyes. He's like, well, I know you just wanted to come see me, but also you could have gone to many high-end restaurants if you wanted these for when they're dead and cooked. So I imagine you want them for something different.
Don't worry, I will tell you all about it after. I have a feeling it'll be a very fun story, and I will promise I will tell you everything when I get back. You know I always do.
Give me a little persuasion. Give me a little persuasion check. Persuade your bae.
+0
Persuade the
charisma.
day.
Persuade your bae.
Hopefully the DC won't be high because he's in your pocket.
Right?
Oh, did my mic pick that up? Since
Okay,
Kiki just
that is
sneezed.
a 15.
15? Yeah. You see
Are you
that
okay?
Carl goes, all right, well, whatever it is, be careful.
I will. I always am. You know that.
Especially if there's 4 of you, and 3. And he
We'll figure something out.
slides the box over.
Niall will go to pick the box up. Does anyone have
Ripple is
any
gonna
issue
take the
with
box
me
and
holding
not
it?
let. Yeah,
Yeah,
Ripple's take the
Ripple's
box.
like, nope, my box.
Doesn't try to resist.
My bae gave it. No, this is from my boy. It's a gift from my. It's a gift from my boy. Ripple's holding on to that
Oh.
one.
Good, so we don't need to pay for it. And he'll move to tie his coin purse.
He's like, fine. I don't know what I was
Well-
going to do with them anyway, so it's okay. If
Don't
it's
worry.
a good story, I could make a lot more selling that, so.
Oh, and I just know it will be. Don't worry. I'll be careful. I promise. I always am. You know that.
Ripple, I do ask that you use pseudonyms when you tell the story for at least me.
Fine. Such a stick in the mud. They don't really do anyway. Unless Carl already knows. But when I get back,
Okay.
but also letting you know, of course, you know, that hey, I'm going on a job. Let everybody else in the political know that I didn't have a chance to let them know. Because they're all off doing their own things right now. But I didn't have time to stop by each of them and say bye. So let them know that I'm off on a job, and I'm not sure entirely how long this will take me. Hopefully only a day or so, and I'll be back.
Sounds
And
good.
I will be coming here first when I get back, and so that we can all meet up here when I get back. And we'll have an awesome dinner, and I will tell you all about it, and Deimos will come over, and we can tell him about it all too. I just know you guys are gonna love him. Alright. Love you, Carl.
Goodbye. And so, Ripple, you have the box. You're heading out, followed by Artegan and Zephyr. Niall, as
Artegan is
you...
the first one out the door.
Yeah, Artegan's first one out. That's
Yeah.
true. He slips out as soon as Ripple turns around.
Thank
yeah.
God.
Niall, as you turn, you just hear in your head what kind of sounds like Carl's voice, but definitely not how Carl talks with Ripple. You just hear, I want the book back, or the name that you don't want to go by. Have fun.
Now
Nice.
look back once everyone's out of earshot. It's like, can I just pay 1.5 times the amount for the book and keep it? I'm more cared that the others didn't see it.
Persuasion. Let's go. Bard, come on.
In the meantime, Zephyr's stealing the bell off the door.
That was a gift from one of our other partners. How dare you?
Yeah,
And
go
that's
ahead and
a
roll
26.
sleight of hand. Wow, the bell never
Man,
even makes a
26.
noise.
There was a bell there?
Yeah.
Oh, heck, he might...
Stop it.
This is what you get for bringing a fucking group of
I
hooligans.
didn't mean to bring them with
Nope.
me. They just
Kiki,
followed
Kiki,
me.
Nope, Kiki, not on the keyboard.
Kiki's like,
I'm
I want
not
to go.
causing any trouble at all. I just want to put
How
that.
I
is
haven't caused any trouble!
How's an 11 treat
I'm not
him?
stolen it.
An 11 for persuasion.
All the people whose shoes were tied together, they don't know it was me.
That's
Yeah, you
Ripple
only
does.
Holding the
jumped up
rope.
after being invisible and said, "It wasn't me."
No, I'm talking
Um,
about
the rest
everyone
of the
else's
others.
who
Oh,
actually had
that's fair,
shoelaces that
Yeah.
she tied together
Yeah, all
into
the
a big
shoelaces.
shoelace chain.
That's fair.
And y'all just cut the rope and moved on, so...
No, so you say that to Carl, and you hear again in your head, not good enough, sorry.
And he places the book back on the table.
Okay.
Guessing I have no chance to come by later to get it legitimately then.
Yeah, and as you say that, this time you hear, not in your head, just out loud, well, everyone's always welcome back. It was so nice to meet you all. You all gave no names. You just wandered in. Ripple's like, I'm with these assholes. They try to steal a book and stole a fucking bell, and that's it.
I did not
No one knows I stole the bell!
That's
no,
true.
No,
And as the door as Niall heads out and the door closes, we pan away from you all quickly to just Carl being like, there should be a door on that bell. There should be a bell on that door. And then we pan back. All right. Well, you all have accomplished so far 2 of 3 things. You know which tower the contracts are in. You have these slugs, 3, not 4. You're not entirely sure how to use them, but you do know at least that they should be alive. And it is about 1-ish, 1:15, if you're still trying to keep track of timing.
So...
Can Niall make an Arcana check to know... He's basically trying to figure out, would what is known to be in the tower have true sight? Or the angle he's getting at is, would invisibility even be worth using on the 4th person?
Okay.
I actually had a question about that too. I want to make an Arcana check about disguise self to see if that would be something that would be seen through really easily with, like, I don't know if it just says in the description. I'm reading it now, but if that's something that they could see through.
Yeah. Go ahead and both of you give me those Arcana rolls.
Okay.
5.
I got a 19.
Should work.
And a 19. Niall, you're uncertain and you're kind of just going off the assumption that, like, you would assume they'd have protection against, especially, like, just
the towers.
Yeah, invisibility is not a super hard spell to come by, so you're like, I don't know. They could see through that. Zephyr, with disguise self, can you read me out the spell?
Yeah.
Description, please.
You make yourself, including clothing, armor, weapons, and other belongings on your person, look different until the spell ends. You can seem like shorter or taller. You can't change your body type. Blah blah blah. The changes wrought by the spell fail to hold up to physical inspection. For example, if you use this spell to add a hat to your outfit, objects pass through the hat, and anyone who touches it would feel nothing. To discern that you are disguised, a creature can use its action to inspect your appearance and must make an intelligence investigation check against your spell save DC.
You say that, or you think that there's a possibility it could work. And the biggest thing would be what you disguised yourself as. And that would be the most important thing. If you disguise yourself as, like, the wrong rank or the wrong devil, it could be a very easy giveaway that you are not in the location you're supposed to be. But if you disguise yourself correctly and everyone stays far enough away, then it could be okay.
This is probably also a question for... Sorry. This is something I would probably know because this is one of those class feature things. despite them being bipedal, none of the devils would classify as a humanoid for the sake of Mantle of Whispers.
Let me do some quick research, but I do not believe so. I believe they have to have, for that, it's like it needs to be tagged as humanoid. Unless it states otherwise, but let me pull up, like...
Yeah, it only says humanoid.
But yeah, we'll say, as you all are kind of thinking over what to do next, you're gonna go find, you can either head back to the lodge to figure out your next move, you could kind of pull up and huddle up in the streets. Either way, you'll have to eventually make your way all the way to the North Tower, which is the exact opposite, basically, of where you kind of have been, since the, you've been to the east and you've been to the south with the docks. So, and in order to get there, you're gonna have to go kind of a long way around and take one of the 3 outer circles, as you all only have access to those 3.
So, we have where to go and cover for most of us. How do we get in? How do we find what we're looking for? And how do we get out?
Shouldn't we find like a more, I don't know, private place to talk about this?
Gonna send Alan around to take a scan of our immediate area. And
Okay.
if he sees anything out of the ordinary or anyone eavesdropping on us, psychic connection to let him know. Okay, that's actually pretty good. 18 total.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, there are tons of kind of little offshoots of of like the what the fuck do you call it? Road? Little alleyways. You can step off into a little corner and at least get privacy from someone physically spying on you. You're in the hells. Someone could always be magically spying on you or listening. That is just kind of the name of the game, and you all are aware of that.
Well, none of us have a ring of mind protection or those fancy obsidian necklaces.
Nope. So, because those are hard to come by and very wanted.
Someone might kill for... Sorry, someone will kill for that if they come across someone with it.
Yep.
Well, we can dip into an alley. Or we can use the cover of talking about it out in the open to make onlookers think it's not important. We just need to make sure to omit every proper noun. You're a smart roar, you should be able to manage that much. I'm happy I was on Discord for that!
No, I didn't see that.
Wait, what happened? I'm just gonna walk into an alley. It doesn't feel like doing that today.
Listen, Slayo, Morgan can screen cap it when they watch the episode after it goes up to find quotes.
Yes.
Alright. I was gonna shrug and follow behind.
Alright, so where are you all headed then? Zephyr, where
Into an alley that Zephyr went into.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I thought you said you didn't want to go in an alley, so I thought you were trying to go somewhere different.
No. I think she just goes in the alley.
Cool.
She's pacing a little bit because she's having some time to think.
Just having a thinking pace.
Having a thinking moment, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's dangerous.
Well, if we think we have the time to take like 8 hours, there is a spell that I can learn that's like going to be way more effective for me than trying to do any of the other spells I know, since we don't have enough slugs for everyone.
So this is a spell you don't even know. So.
No, I know it. I just need to like refresh myself on it.
I just need to study
Okay.
up. I need to cram. I need to do a little cram sesh real
Cram.
quick.
Yeah.
Some casters.
I almost prepared this spell, but I didn't, and I'm so mad. I'm so mad.
Some
like-
casters pick day of what they want to brain instead of people like me who just know what we know, and if what we don't know isn't good enough for the job, or other skills have to fill in the gaps.
Yeah, this is why I don't do magic.
Well, you don't need to. Your skills with the sword are quite amazing.
Thank you.
Anyways, you don't want to break it in the middle of the day, so...
You've been here long enough, right? The city's always... Actually, history check. Does he... Stu, the player, is assuming the city always has roughly the same level of activity throughout the 24-hour cycle. Niall would know if there is any, like, ever flow.
I would say, yeah, you would know that from your previous Arcana rolls, you know that the city itself might have some ebb and flow, because the creatures still need to sleep, and eventually people will, be out during certain times and sleep during certain times. You're pretty sure that the towers, though, themselves are a 24-hour kind of situation. It's constantly... So there's no good time for kind of breaking in there, as they're always on. But you could find less active
External
times of the
resistance.
city. Yeah, when you're moving throughout the city.
True.
Which we'll just say for ease. Yeah, we'll say for ease it does follow what you would consider a standard time frame.
True.
Plus,
If
it would
we
give
go
me some more
at
time to make some very specific things that could help us with this mission. I mean, I've got some stuff for now that could probably work, but we could, like, tailor it for the perfect heist.
Like, more coffee?
Well, the coffee is always available. For me.
Great.
Now trust in your perfectionism.
Because just the question is, will we still have enough time for the tower after? I mean, it sounds like it's not going to move from the North Tower tonight, but I think we'd still have, like, 5 hours? 4 hours?
It sounded like we might have until tomorrow evening at most to get in, get what we need, and get out.
And we gotta figure out how to use these slugs.
Oh, I was hoping you would know.
I can't remember my Arcana roll for that.
I think it was
well,
less
it was a 16.
than...
It was a 16.
It was less than Niall's.
It was less than Niall's, yeah.
Yeah.
About the slugs.
And Niall
Yeah.
didn't get anything.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, at the very least, I'll give you this, Niall. You know that not only do they not need to be dead and eaten, you probably also they're probably also not going to be eaten at all in general. That is not the way to use these slugs in whatever regard.
Best I can tell, whoever is going to be using these will keep them on them, and whatever they're going to do with that proximity. We could always ask the boss's mouthpiece if he knows how to work them. But he seems disinterested in any follow-up before we come in with the item the contract will point to. So I'm not sure how well returning mid-job will present for us, even if it will be to help execute the job, so that way he doesn't need to find replacements for us. Either of you two have any ideas about how we can enter, how we can... Well, they'd probably be alphabetized somehow, knowing how which way devils sit.
Yeah, I don't know how much help I'm gonna be with finding the actual contract, seeing as I can't read.
Right, sir.
And I'm
you
not
can
really an ideas guy.
I'm
The two of them are like, we're the
Okay.
muscles, so.
Then what do you do?
I'm apologies for prying.
I'm stupid.
Did not intend to ask any personal questions, and you can feel free to say no, and if you answer, you can feel free to ask me a question privately later.
Why would I do that?
What? No, he's directing this at Ripple.
Oh.
Artagon's still like, why would I do that?
What plane did you grow up on that no one taught you how to read?
I don't know.
She's like,
I didn't come up with this.
they're like, I can't read, I don't know the name.
I don't know if there were maps, but I couldn't read it.
I've just been assuming that.
Okay, but like
You
out of
two
character,
are from-
I don't know.
I've
No,
just
that's
been
it.
assuming...
You just can't read maps, and you forgot. That could be it. You honestly forgot.
I forgot, honestly.
I've
Like,
just
too
been
much
assuming that
time
you two
around
were from the
Stygia.
mundane plane.
My parents moved
How would
around
you
a
assume
lot.
that?
My family just moved around a lot, so I've been to a lot of different planes. We never really
You've
stayed in one
come-
place too long, so I don't know where I'm originally from, to be honest.
Are
It's kind of
taken-
all over the place.
What?
It's pretty obvious. The way you talk about the Earth being weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
either I was thinking either Earth plane or the mundane plane.
Yeah, one of those.
Whatever, I guess since we're bringing this
And
up.
the Earth is actually wrong here, Zeph. There is barely any
okay.
Earth.
I don't know. It all seems the same to me.
Okay,
But what would I know?
that's what I'm saying.
I guess since I've pried about that, it's only fair. I'm from the Outlands.
What's the out?
Okay. What does it matter?
This is me as a player asking.
Yeah,
what
me
are
too,
The
please.
Outlands.
What does that mean?
Yeah, you can give player knowledge, Stu, if
Right,
you want.
cool.
And we can figure
Basically-
it out in-game.
How familiar are you two with the greater cosmology of the Outer Planes?
Yeah, very familiar. I've read about it
No.
a lot. But
Cool,
Outlands?
Slight Outer Planes are aligned to alignments. The Outlands are aligned to true neutral, and there are portals to all of the other outer planes
Yeah.
around the outer rim of it.
And
Okay.
Sigil is a large city that has portals to
Dead
every
center.
plane. Is the dead center.
I see. I
And
see.
that
Sigil
was
is the
book
city of
that-
doors.
That was the book that Niall picked up, was regarding
Oh,
that.
okay.
Tried to pocket.
Tried to pocket. Did pocket, had to put it back.
Specific guy.
The fee was too high.
Oh, listen, that's fair. What he was more cared about that these people didn't see his interest in it.
That's true.
He
So,
cocked
yes,
up,
no one
he
knows
just
about
returned
that,
it and is presuming he's blacklisted from the store.
Carl said everyone was welcome back in his very monotone and definitely not performative performative voice.
Sweet boy, okay.
Yeah,
Oh
he's
yeah,
just
true.
so
He might have
sweet.
just been bluffing, but again, professionalism. Until he's punched out, he's gonna try not to cause personal issues for any of these three.
So it sounds like you all are trying to figure out how to use these slugs, right?
Yes, and I think
and because we are doing a kind of one-shot situation, people don't have a ton of background, and we've already kind of used Artagon and Ripple, people they know. We're just gonna do a roll-off between Zephyr and Niall, and whoever rolls higher will have someone they know who can, a guy they know, a gal they know, a they know, who can help.
an individual they know.
Yes.
This thematically works out. I got a 3.
Oh,
Don't say you got a 1, Stu.
lol. My dice have decided the plot needs to
Nat
move
20.
forward. Nat 20.
Okay,
Stu,
cool.
you gotta save
Good.
some of these for combat, alright? Like, holy shit.
Hold on, I need to see if
Okay, I got
Niall
you.
does anything that actually needs attack rolls beyond his weapon attacks. I think all of his spells are saves on the enemy. Zend.
Alright, so with that, let's take a quick, like 5-minute break, bathroom break, whatever. I'm going to create an NPC for you, Niall, and we'll go from there. As we come back into the session, yeah, Niall / Stu, you just rolled,
Yeah.
and you realize that you might have a contact, not really a friend, more of a business acquaintance, and she might be able to help.
I know someone. What are the chances you three will let me go speak to her on my own?
Y'all
Yeah,
came
I
and
don't care.
bugged me when I was talking with my boy. We're gonna follow you, obviously. Like,
I was gonna say, if you're okay with like not taking 8 hours, like I'll go do my 8 hours, and then y'all can do whatever, and then I'll. Be
I
ready.
mean, I still would like us to be in tip-top shape, but fine. Please don't embarrass me.
Alright, so who's going with Niall to meet
I figure
mystery individual? Is it everyone?
I figure it's
I
everyone.
think it's, yeah, just above table, because yes, I would like to take a long rest.
I think you'll still be
Before we
able
do
to.
that.
I'm
Yes.
imagining
Alright.
this is going to be kind of
and
the
then I'll
same
tag
length
along.
of conversation or shorter than with Carl.
Yeah,
Sweet.
table talk, I think. Niall also wants to take a long rest.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
He wants basically to go in with
fresh.
all his slots,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
just in
would-
case things go.
yeah.
Let me restate that. For when things go pear-shape.
I want
Also,
that
did
key
the
point I
race-
wasted.
You got that back
Did
on
the-
the short rest.
Oh, I did?
Yeah,
oh, we
did
took
the
a short
rest-
rest?
Yeah, did the
We
rest
had
of
not,
us a
we
short
had not
rest?
taken a
Oh.
short rest.
Sorry, I thought
Okay, yeah, I didn't think
there was
so.
a moment that I asked if this could be a short rest. I
Mhm.
guess that was just in my head. Sorry about that confusion.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
yeah.
You get your stuff back on the short rest. You're a monk.
But yeah,
Oh,
you
nice.
you all can tag along with Niall.
Fine.
Niall,
So how do you know this person?
Colleague. Colleague, mentor, some of my first jobs were assisting this person.
Hmm,
Do you
interesting.
only have colleagues, or do you have friends?
Zeph, don't
Just
everyone has
colleagues.
friends.
No one else in this group seems to have friends except for Ripple. If you count your polycule as friends, I don't know.
I was about to
Other
say,
friends, they just normally get assimilated into the polycule eventually. Oh,
we have
well.
friends, we just all fuck. Like, what?
Got
Benefits!
They're all friends with benefits.
Listen, if that doesn't count, then Artagan does not have friends.
Oh my goodness gracious. Just co-workers.
That's
Again,
sad. Do you not even have any partners? Like, wow, that's just sad, dude.
at least I can
You don't
read.
need to have partners.
You don't. But if you don't have partners, you should at least have a friend. Like, if you have just coworkers, that's just sad.
Niall lives that that salaryman life. Just
I will. Hold on, I'm actually gonna roll a.
roll for partner.
No,
Roll
no,
for
I'm gonna-
friends.
Max, you know what I'm rolling about.
All right.
I don't think anyone's passive insight is 22 or higher.
No.
No, it's
No.
much
Cool,
lower than
then
that, actually.
I'm not gonna
Yeah.
elaborate until later.
Yep. But yeah, Niall, you know that this individual, when she's not on contract, which we'll say
50-50.
Yeah, 50-50, but she did just get back from one. So you're like, there's probably a good chance she's there. She loves to hang out in this really sketchy dive club bar craziness situation in the third ring, which is the last one you all can get into. So it's a little elitist,
Fourth.
but
Here's my token, guard.
yep. So you all are
Zephyr
able.
waves at the guards.
You wave. They're full devils. Do not. They honestly would love if they could kill you because you all are a bunch of just fucking humanoids walking around. But you have
I live
the
here.
token. You might live here, but they
Live
want to treat you
here.
like all the other adventurers that they're dying to kill. Quite literally.
Go find one of them then.
But yeah,
Nio thinks to himself, the portal to the mundane plane is over there.
yeah. You are able to make your way through, and you can hear the music beforehand. I wish I had something that could relate. It's like dubsteppy devil music, okay? It's like the
Nice.
worst screechy EDM music. I don't know what to play for this, so we'll just maybe play some battle music. I don't know. It's like...
Honestly, that's what devils would probably relax to.
Yeah, it's some EDM
Yeah.
outside this club. You see there is a gigantic white dragonborn who seems to be the bouncer here. And Niall, you've been here enough that you know of this dragonborn, and you know that you could probably just mention your colleague, co-worker, not friend's name,
Yeah.
and be able to get in to see her.
Hey, they're with me. We're here to see Sunder.
All right. And you see you're waved in. Absolutely glared at, Zephyr. Stop waving to people they do not want to wave back.
And
She
as
smiles
they're
with her little
walking
fangs poking
by,
out.
Naya will be like, if they cause trouble, I won't hold it against you if you do your job. Just don't come for me if I'm not directly involved with whatever it is.
Wow.
Yeah, you see a you get a big grin from the Dragonborn. Has a lot of missing fangs. Definitely has been in some fights. Got their fangs knocked out, their teeth knocked out. And they just give a little nod.
Oh, speaking of teeth, I feel like I totally forgot to mention this last time. Ripple had shark teeth.
Oh, very nice. We got sharp. Two of you got sharp teeth. Look at that.
Yeah.
I completely forgot to mention that last session.
Yeah, so as you all go in, it is like the most Berlin EDM disco, like so dark. There's strobing lights, magically strobing lights. There's like strippers dancing on the side of all variety of creature and gender.
Beeline into
yeah, you know,
Sunder's preferred table.
She often has a kind of booth in the back corner where she can see everything that's going on. And as you make your way there, it is the busiest place you've been so far, even including the chicken races. It is bumping for 1:30 in the afternoon, because it's the only place that really gets dark. Ripple. This is one of the darkest places you have been in quite a while. You think there is also some magic, I'd say, with your kind of abilities as a monk, on your, what is it called? Your
Way of the Shadow?
Yeah, Way of the Shadow. You realize that there's probably something magically affecting the interior here to make it extra dark, as well as having the strobing lights. But you're kind of about it, because everywhere else is just like boring white gray. What?
Ripple's like, I can actually teleport in here!
Yeah, Ripple's like, I can move.
Yep.
But yeah, Niall, you and the group, you approach this booth, and you see kind of leaning back, no one else is in the booth. There's about 4 cups of what look to be wine, maybe, and all sorts of weaponry, most specifically a extremely ornate and very powerful looking longbow kind of across the table. And you see that sitting there, Sunder, who you know now, is a kind of a tabaxi. She looks more like a lynx in fur pattern and coloration. And she has one kind of icy blue eye. The entirety of the eye looks almost to be frozen. And then another just kind of normal, lightish brown cat eye, if you will. And you see Niall, as you come over, she kind of sits up and she's like, Niall, long time no see. And with colleagues?
Yes, the boss wanted me on for a team job this time instead of the usual.
I'm sure you're loving that.
He's not.
Makes me miss the days of you putting me through my paces.
Well, come, sit. Would you all like anything to drink?
I'll take some ale.
Yeah, for sure.
Alright.
You have one of those drinks that has like the little parasol in it, and it's like pink or something, in a fun glass. If not, I'll just.
I think I could make something happen. Niall, anything for you?
The usual mix.
Sounds good. You see, she waves over, kind of an imp comes over. She gives the drink order, and they fly off. What can I do for you? I assume you're not here just to have free drinks on me, but possibly.
Benefit of it.
Yeah.
Always a benefit of coming to you for advice.
Of course.
For the current job we have, we've acquired a few Stygian slugs, but none of us have been able to infer how to use them right. With the way you operate, I figure you've used them in the past at least once or twice.
I have a few times. They are difficult to come by. I'll make you a deal. Tell me your supplier, and I'll tell you how to use them. I could always use more Stygian
What
slugs.
do you want with the supplier? Just to get more
I want to know.
Stygian slugs?
Yes,
Or?
I want an easy access. That would make my life a lot easier and often. You can roll insight if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
If anyone wants to roll insight, you are free to insight check this.
Yep.
This
Ooh.
tabaxi.
19 plus.
Not.
Zephyr's not gonna roll. She doesn't care.
Sounds
Yeah,
like
you
you're
don't have any
really
skin
good
in
at
this.
this.
Yeah.
19 plus 3, so that is a 22?
22?
21.
Yes, 22.
Oh wait, 19. You said I
Yeah.
heard 18. Brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, our ticket doesn't care either, but I thought it'd be fun because, like,
He just wants to
I
know.
always roll, like, really well or lately I've been rolling really well on Insight for Pip. So I thought it'd be funny, but now I got in 8 total.
Yeah, you don't care.
I don't care.
I love it,
I
and
don't
then I was just coming from the angle of how legitimate is Sunder being, or is Sunder just messing with Ripple at this point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Uh,
going for safety.
Niall, you think that Sunder is being pretty straightforward about the reasoning they want these or want this contact, and Ripple, you don't get any like backstabbing malice. It seems it would be more like there would be no point in them trying to like harm someone who could get them something
Okay.
beneficial. They really are just like, oh, like you were able to get multiple. That seems to be more the surprise. It's like usually it's hard enough to come by one.
Okay.
Niall will speak up, seeing Ripple's eyes narrow. Is like, if it's worth anything, I'm still alive after spending a decent amount of time with Sunder.
Different circumstances, though. The supplier's my partner. Carl. He runs a bookshop.
Yes.
Just downtown.
Interesting.
Or
I never
wherever
thought to
in the
look
town
at
we said it was.
a bookshop, not a bookstop. A bookstop. She turns suddenly very British. A bookshop for slugs. But all right. Well, you've been open with me, so very well. And you see at that point the imp comes back, gets all your drinks. Zephyr, there's it's not a parasol. It is a bunch of bones kind of tied together to resemble what could be what someone thinks an umbrella or a parasol would look like. It's not really accurate. It looks kind of more like
Is
an
my
anchor.
drink colorful? Is it colorful?
The drink is very
And in a
colorful.
fancy glass?
The bones are white. It is in a fancy glass. All your drinks come back in surprisingly nice glassware for a club. But yeah,
Nice.
feeling fancy. You see that Sunder kind of leans forward, is like, all right, so two very important things. You said you have 3 of these Stygian slugs, correct?
Yes, whoever doesn't use one will need other means to accomplish adjacent effects.
Right. So the way these slugs work, you need to attach them to kind of the base of your spine. Slug is a incorrect nomenclature or name for them. They're more leeches. So you need to attach it to the base of your spine, and it will, if you focus, give you the illusion of whatever the person you are talking to thinks you should look like, which can be good in some instances if they're expecting, say, another colleague or another guard. It could be bad if they're expecting, say, their worst enemy, so that can really depend on their mood. And most importantly, since there's only 3 of these, the 4th person cannot get separated, or they will also come into under this effect and see who they think they should be running into. Wherever I'm imagining you all are trying to break into.
That is incredibly useful to know. So whoever the 4th is will have to stick with the group.
Yes. And any line of sight, well, not directly line of sight. I think it works more in proximity, but I honestly haven't tested it. I usually work solo when I use them. So do let me know. That could be useful if you make it back anyway.
I imagine I owe you a story for the drinks once the job is done.
We can talk. I may need some help on a future job, so we could call it even.
Well, my skill set's gotten better since the last time we worked together.
A little bit, I'm sure. And if you pull this off, well, I'm intrigued. I'm sure I'll probably hear about it, though. You're not quite as subtle as I am when it comes to situations, and considering I know nothing about your colleagues, well, I don't know how their skills will have kind of hold up, do we? And you see now, she is intensely analyzing every single one of you. Weapons, what you have on you, any features about you. She's definitely storing that away for a snowy day.
Naturally.
If they don't feel like sharing, I can cover the most basic overview. But they're useful at what they do. Except for her.
Who are you pointing at?
Pointing at Zephyr. The one who's
you're
probably
gonna regret
vocally
saying that. Niall.
No, the one who's probably mentioning like, oh hey, actually don't talk about me, and he's being like, yeah, I'll respect that.
Yeah.
Oh.
I thought you were saying that she's not.
Sorry, I thought you were
That's
saying
what I
that she
thought
wasn't
too,
useful.
and I was like,
yeah, I
wow,
know.
that's aggressive.
No.
I was like, this is because she
Yeah,
was like
I was like,
dare.
over the
dang.
bridge.
Rude.
No, I'm assuming Zephyr was if not a vocal, like, hold on, what?
Yeah, like
A
hold on,
visual,
why are you
hold
trying
on.
to talk about us? Yeah, that's what
Mhm.
she was getting
Yeah.
at.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so seeing that, he's like, I'll respect that and not bring up what he's seen of Zephyr's skill set. But yes, thank you for the drink, thank you for the information. The possible proximity thing is incredibly useful. The last thing I need is friendly fire among people on a job.
Well, you know what they say. And you all see now, she kind of taps the, she kind of taps her hand on this very elaborate longbow that she has, and she's like, friendly fire is never a good way to go, is it? You see a big grin across her face. She's like, well, do enjoy. I'm going to, stay as long as you like. Got this table for the next few days, but
We're on the clock.
that's fair.
If I survive, I'll probably swing by at least, and I will tap in Thieves' Cant.
Ooh.
The two Genasi are good muscle.
Okay. Archdevil was actually just flexing in the reflection in the glass anyway, just like, like as you're saying this.
Nice.
Completely moved his shirt to trying to jiggle his pecs because he's so fucking
Trying
jealous.
to
The
emulate.
no regrets tattoo.
Yeah, you can see it's like there's definitely in some very shitty infernal, like they fucked him
Oh
up.
my god.
and seeing that will continue to tap, makes up for their dullness even.
Give me
You're the only dull one.
give me an insight check.
We only got
Niall.
one dull. There's only room for one dull person in this party.
And it certainly isn't Ripple. Thank you very
God!
much.
I
So
think
is
he
it
actually
Archdevil
took
or Niall?
proficiency.
Oh, that's fair.
Oh, he did actually
There's
take
only room for
proficiency in this.
two dull
19
boys.
total.
19 total. Niall, as you're kind of saying that they're good muscle and,
Again,
and they make up
tapping
for
out
it.
Thieves'
Yeah,
Cant.
you have worked with her enough, and you see she doesn't tap back anything, but just does like this with her fingers.
Mhm.
You know that she is not amused at all by Artagan's antics, and she's like, hey, if you gotta work with them, that's on you, but she is a strict professional through and through, and if only everyone else knew that this was someone you learned a lot of shit from, it would make sense why you're such a stick in the mud, because she is
Yeah.
a fucking hard-ass bitch, and she's putting on a bit of a show to be like, I'm funning, I'm cool, I'm calm. She's like, I want to actually shoot all of you right now.
Yeah, seeing this.
Her
Niall will
patience is
finish
waning.
his drink, put it on the table. Again, if you don't hear back from me in a day or two, you know to look out for me on the other side of my contract.
Will do.
Well, I would say daylight's burning, but that's not true here. But we have work to do.
Just
Shall
all
we
of
get
our
going?
souls, huh? And you all, you can take your drinks with you. You could grab them and go, or down them and stand up. Either one.
Ripple's just down theirs.
Nice.
Zephyr's gonna take it to go. On the
You're
one
like,
hand, because she
I'm
wants to
stealing this
sip it.
mug.
Second hand, yeah, she gets the nice little glass.
Yeah.
Why
The
not?
glass
Also,
and the bone umbrella.
Oh, a bone
Next,
parasol, yeah.
I'm going to DM you what I think the bow is, since Niall would probably know roughly what the bow does.
But yeah, as you all leave, I'll give you all a little background, because I'd say between all of you, you can kind of recognize people's skill sets, aka classes. She is a triple class of a warlock, arcane archer, and rogue.
Yep, sounds about
she
right.
is a sniper, essentially, and a very good one at that. I would say none of you have heard of her, and that kind of makes it more concerning. You're like, I feel like I should have heard of her if she's so good at her job, but maybe she's too good.
Is that even her real name?
Yeah, Sunder? Who would name their little baby Sunder? I don't know about that one.
I would name a kitten Sunder. It's cute.
Yeah.
Now that's actually a question.
Would
Would Tabaxi use human cat naming conventions? Would you come across an orange tabby Tabaxi
they're like
named
the hippies.
Crouton?
Yeah, they're the
100%.
hippies of like.
Honestly, I almost put Bucket on the list because that's my favorite animal name I've ever come across. Was a pit bull named Bucket, and I'm like, I love that.
That's amazing.
I almost added it to the list.
One of my
I was
favorites is a
like-
horse named Cricket.
That's cute.
Yes.
It's adorable.
But yeah, so you all have gotten this information. You've met a colleague of Niall's who they have a hard ass, and you all are now back out into the fucking blinding streets of Tantlin as compared to that magical darkness and strobing blue and purple and green lights. It is a big change.
I guess
You feel like you're already
If you'll
hungover and you had one drink.
if you would give Niall like a freebie flavor item,
Yeah.
he's wearing sunglasses currently.
He's like, I gotta put these on. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, like as they're walking out, he pulls them out and is like, I know what's coming. I'm not gonna tell them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it hurts.
I also just rolled Artagan's what is it? Like tolerance level. I got 75. Not bad. I thought it was a 15. I was like, well, maybe he's a little hungover.
Yeah, no, this none of you
I
are
finally have a heavyweight.
none of
Finally,
you are
I rolled a heavyweight.
actually hungover. It's just an aggressive shift. It's like when you come out of the movie theaters when it's still daylight and your body's like it's supposed to be dark. You all are from places where it gets dark, or I think.
How dare you assume that?
I was like, I don't actually know about Niall. Not sure about that
I
one.
don't think there's an actual day-night cycle out there.
So it actually might be easiest on on Niall to just be it's always daylight. But yeah, you're back out in the streets of the streets. Let's change this music up, and you know how to use these slugs now. Granted, you only have 3 of them. You know where you need to go, and yeah, you're kind of just about set to take a rest and do a break-in.
Now is gonna pause for a few moments. Is like, let's find an alley in near the East Tower. I think I have an
Why?
idea. Again, if we're spied on, a distraction. We can talk in the streets if you'd like to do that this time.
No.
Alright. But yeah, out to the first ring, find an alley that we feel is secure near the East Tower.
All right. Yeah. As you make your way, you can't get super close to the East Tower because again, it starts
Heavily
to
guarded.
pick up more security. But you are in the outer ring, so it's a bit more kind of like ramshackled and run down. There's a lot of like random docks and old kind of decrepit shacks in places, and random kind of buildings that have been destroyed by the weather. It's definitely way more rundown than kind of the places closer in where like Carl's shop was, or the nightclub that Sunder was kind of out of.
I have an idea of how we can deal with our lack of supplies. It will take one of my most powerful capabilities, but I can temporarily transform myself or a willing creature, sometimes even an unwilling creature, into a beast of varying capacity. I could use that on one of you. You can ride on somebody containing the slug, and if a fight breaks out, I can drop the spell and you will immediately be able to take part. As he's suggesting, like, someone, he could polymorph someone, he is looking at the two Genasi.
Okay.
Yeah. I
Ripple's
felt a little
taking a
targeted
slug.
by that.
Yeah, Ripple is definitely taking a slug. She's still it's sheer at the moment too. She's currently the one holding the slugs. They were given by
She's
Carl.
like, these are my slugs. You want a fucking
They're
slug?
my
Come get them,
slugs.
bitch.
Like, I'm sorry.
That
My
is fair.
slugs.
I would also
As you
say,
said, it was a gift from your partner.
Niall, which you would know, the issue is if you change someone, they also gain the mental stats
The
of that
mental,
creature.
yeah.
So I don't
might
know if
make
you're
Artagan
thinking
smarter.
You might. Artagan might be like, I never should have made that deal. I'm out.
How are you talking about?
Well,
It's the best decision
again,
of his life.
the way he's kind of pitching it is he's gonna basically pocket whoever's polymorphed
Yeah, I was
in
like,
a
I'm
sealed
imagining
pocket.
you're gonna pick, or like an imp, something that would fit. Well, that's not a beast, right? So
Yeah, I was about to say, I think it's specifically beast up to CR4.
yeah, so yeah, it could be. We don't want a moth situation like campaign
Oh my
2
God.
critical.
Oh my God.
Yes, I was,
Actually, oh my
Well,
god. Hang on.
again, the idea is it would be something one of them would be carrying,
Mhm.
so that way, if a fight does break out and it's not Niall who just like flicks them off his shoulder while breaking concentration,
Yeah.
they could just be like oh heck, a fight, smack,
Right.
quickly pulled off.
Go. I choose you.
Yeah, basically.
Just chuck them like a Pokemon. Explodes into a Genasi.
I love it. 100%.
It's amazing.
Okay.
It will only be for an hour, but ideally we will not be in there longer than that. So hearing Ripple be like, no, I don't care, I'm getting one of these three. Are you willing? Or am I going to have to do it against your will?
Me?
Yes. And do you have a preference on what I turn you into? Since right now I'm thinking spider. And you just
That's fine with me. I don't care.
stay in one of my pockets.
Yeah.
And now looks over at Zephyr. I'm not saying we don't take a sleep and come at this later. I'm just saying we can do this to ensure that if Sunder's inference on what might happen if one of us gets too far from the other is true, that we won't have to deal with the consequences of that.
Yeah, I think this is a good idea.
And as much as you and I do not enjoy each other's company, I do recognize that you are better to have with your full faculties intact.
That sounds like a compliment, and I think Niall
It does
is
sound like a
flirting.
compliment.
Niall's like,
And-
Are your faculties
Niall's like,
intact?
game recognizes game.
Faculties.
And I am not going to argue with Ripple over the fact that these slugs are theirs to distribute.
Okay.
Ripple, are you also okay with this arrangement?
Works for me.
Oh, thank goodness I don't have to argue with any of you. Alright,
All right.
so let's take a look here at let's find somewhere high, see what security is like around this tower, and infer it will be the same around the north. And if we happen to get spotted or chased off, it hopefully won't be seen as a all towers watch out, just hey east tower. Maybe tighten up security, have the guards check in with each other more often.
All right. So, anyone who's going to be doing this investigation of the tower, I'm going to say you can try to make an argument based on your whatever skill you're best at to get different information. You know, you could do investigation, survival, nature, arcana, history. We'll allow a large assortment of them. We're going to say you're all kind of trying to do your recon. So everyone can go ahead and roll for this. Add whatever.
Generally speaking,
perception for Ripple.
what are
Yeah.
what are the guards and general foot traffic around the
Because
immediate
that's 20.
tower?
Hell yeah.
Plus 6.
The guards around the tower, you see a lot of kind of barbed devils, bearded devils, in very much like the armor of the tower. You see there's quite a few of those, but I'd say the biggest amount are a devil called a Maragon. So, and depending on what you roll, you could maybe learn something about them or not. But you at least know of
So
them.
use him Whisper Veil to try to get close is not an angle he can take.
So yeah, okay, we have a perception roll already, so
A ridiculous
that's
perception
a good
roll.
one, so we probably don't need
It is
another.
26.
What is Artagan, Zephyr, what are you rolling in, Niall?
Niall's going to use his citrine to cast invisibility on himself.
Ooh, okay.
And just like stealth around for 10 to 15 minutes to try to get like an idea of general guard patterns and stuff.
Okay.
And maybe a closer look at the tower, assuming nobody has something to see through invisibility on the outside.
Okay, so we'll call that a investigation roll. And how close are you getting to the tower? Feet.
No, probably 45 feet at the closest.
Okay. Artagan, what are you looking for or doing with a
Dirty 20.
30-20? Awesome.
I'm
Also,
gonna
I need to
be
let one of the
completely
cats back
honest.
in.
You said people who are investigating. I was thinking everyone but the spider.
No, you're not turned
No,
yet.
You're not a spider
you're not a
yet.
spider yet.
Not yet. Okay, I thought this was.
Artagan is so ready to have no thoughts. Artagan's like, God, please get rid of my thoughts.
Get rid of my thoughts, please.
Turn me into
Okay,
a
can you say that again then?
just so you all are kind of doing a check on this tower, assuming that the north tower will have similar defenses. So
Okay.
what kind of, you can make a history check, arcana, religion, any check that is not like athletics, anything that's not a physical check. I'm gonna kind of be like, you'll get some sort of knowledge if it's high enough. So you
Okay, so
go ahead
a
and think
mental
about that.
check where my highest bonus is 0.
Yes, so go ahead, think
Great.
about that. We'll return to Artagan. Zephyr, what are your plans?
Zephyr is also gonna stealth out and do an Arcana check on the tower.
Are you stealthing with magic or
Nope.
No. Okay.
If Zephyr, I was about to say,
Well,
if Zephyr
Zephyr's doing
communicated
arcana.
this,
Are you? You're doing just an investigation, right? So
generic
that's still
investigation.
different. Okay.
Can
So,
I make it like insight or survival?
survival. You cannot incite the inanimate building. The building is pissed at you. It wants you to fuck off.
I'm gonna fight this building.
Yeah, fight this building.
Sorry,
No, yeah,
after
you
that,
could
one of the
do
cats
you could do
in.
survival. And Zephyr, I'm gonna need 2 rolls from you.
God!
Okay.
I'm going to need a stealth check and also a
Ah, no.
I was about to say, if before you announce the first roll, if Zephyr let the party know her intent and was willing to be patient,
Are you gonna turn
Nigel
Zephyr?
would've
Are you gonna turn Zephyr invisible again? Are you gonna really risk
yes,
it?
he would have come back,
Wow.
dropped his again for the job. If one of these people get caught and thrown in jail, it's gonna make things more difficult for them.
Also, they will not get caught and thrown in jail. They will get fucking murked.
Excellent.
Yeah.
True. So
Yeah.
basically comes back, sees Zephyr's impatient, casts invisibility on her, dropping concentration on himself. It's just like, no mischief this time, please. Good luck. And we'll
Okay.
also call that a bardic inspiration.
Oh, good. I really needed that.
Cool.
Well, invisibility gives you advantage on the stealth, so
Exactly.
that's
I
why I
rolled
made
the
sure
same
to
number
say-
on both dice.
Oh! You gotta love when the dice still goes, nah, sorry.
Mhm. Alright,
I got
so-
an 18.
Okay. For your stealth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and give me
Yeah.
the Arcana. And Niall, are you just gonna look from a distance then? Kind of do
Oh,
like
I'm saying this happened at the end of his check.
Okay,
Like,
so
if Zephyr was patient,
yeah, so
he
give me
finished
that
his-
investigation then.
it was... Oh, I never did say the
No.
total.
Yeah.
It was a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay, so we got a 26 of perception, dirty 20 investigation, a Artagan?
11.
11 for survival, and
Yeah.
Zephyr.
I've been rolling so poorly. I got an 11 too.
An 11 for
Yeah.
Arcana. Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll go around basically in that order. So for perception, let me split these all up in my brain and come up with them as we're going. All right. So perception for Ripple, you see that as you look around, there are definitely quite a lot of guards, different devils, exclusively different ranks of devils. You're not entirely sure like the exact ranking structure of how they're all laid out, but you can tell with your perception that they are definitely following a kind of rope path of kind of just pacing of what the fuck is it called when you walk a path and you're keeping it for like a watch. I don't know. They're on watch. They're walking a specific path, and you can see that there is a very open walkway that leads straight into the front doors. None of them are pacing the walkway. It seems they're mostly like off to the sides in kind of an open courtyard area. As again, this is a separate cylindrical, like kind of little jut out of the city, that this is all walled in, and you're able to kind of have gotten up and looked over into it. The wall isn't super high, and there doesn't seem to be any defenses that way. But yeah, you see there's definitely people on the wall pacing, there's people in the courtyard pacing, but no one you notice seems to be like on the main path. There's 2 guards at the front entrance of the gateway, what looks to be 2 back near the doors. So you imagine that if you can get through that, like if you can get through the first guards, you won't have to worry about running into anyone because they're all mostly like trying to catch people perusing, which is what Zephyr and Niall were doing. But
Luckily invisible.
invisible and stayed far enough away and rolled high enough that they did not trigger anything. So that's what you see, Ripple. Niall with investigation. as you get a bit closer, you notice that there is very specifically a lot of, which you realized it fast enough. What did you roll for your invisibility or your stealth?
No, you didn't ask for that, so let me just get
okay,
you.
yeah, I didn't realize you were
that
also
with
doing invisibility.
Advantage. 21 total if this counts when he was invisible.
Mm-hmm. So you and Zephyr realized enough with your invisibility that there is specifically a lot of snow on the ground here that doesn't ever go away, because they are trying to catch footprints in the snow, and you were able to kind of dust the footprints behind you and make it, or step softly enough depending, to make it so you don't leave prints. But you realize sneaking across here would be bad, and having like an invisible person in your party might be okay as long as you shove them in the middle of the group. But if there was like 3 of you and then someone straggling, like the footprints would be very, very noticeable.
One of us has to do the cat thing of
yeah,
walking in the other
others.
footprint.
Yeah, exactly. It's meant to keep people from kind of tagging along or behind someone, without being extremely careful. So you get that with yours. Artagan 11 survival.
I'm gonna fight the tower.
You're like, this tower is leaning and I'm a fucking beat this bitch's ass.
Is this tower made of rock?
No.
Don't fight the tower.
Okay.
The tower is not made of rock. With your survival, you see it is very much carved ice.
I hate that.
Same with actually everything all around. You kind of do a little check trying to find if there's anything that is more rock adjacent. But no,
that explains the mediocre survival check.
Yeah, it is mostly ice or snow, or like wrought iron for the gates or the doors or the bars around anything. So you know here that there would be no rocks for you to do any of your fun rock things.
I can't do any fun rock things. I just prefer rocks over ice.
Can't you like mold into rock?
I can meld with stone, but that's it.
Yeah, well you can't
but
do it here.
The thing says that it just like the language of it doesn't say that it has to be rock. I can just do it.
Okay.
All
right.
Oh, wow.
All right.
I can read it to you if you want me to.
Is it? Yeah, I actually do want to know what that is. I'm not familiar.
You
with
can
that
pass
ability.
without trace, without material components, once per long rest. Con is your spell casting ability.
Okay, that's different than what I thought it was. I thought it was the one where you literally can
swim in the earth.
That's merge with stone.
Yeah, that's the one I thought it was.
No,
okay.
no, that is merge with stone. What I have is merge with stone. But it's not. It's a different thing. I can also earth walk, so I can cross difficult terrain made of earth or stone.
What, this is difficult terrain made of ice.
I hate it.
Yeah, you're not having a good time.
So Ripple's fine.
Ripple's having a great time.
But that's the whole like 11 survival. He's just like, of course it's ice. Everything is ice.
You're just
why
like,
didn't
it's
I
fucking
pick
ice.
anything but
And then
why is it always ice?
Zephyr, with your Arcana check of, it was also 11.
Yeah.
You were trying to make the check and then realized a little late about the footprints thing of being invisible. You imagine that there are probably things that if you tried to open the doors without them being opened by someone, or maybe tried to climb the outside of this tower, you'd imagine there'd be things that would set it off, but you can't find for certain any of those like patterns that you're used to finding with magical kind of artifacts. So yeah, that is what you all gather in your knowledge as you reconvene a little ways outside the east tower.
Consolidate knowledge.
Yeah, I was about to say
Say the stuff.
hand wave.
Yeah, you all absolutely have
relay
shared
all
all
of
the
that.
things. Unless there's something you would not want to share that you did come up with. We can say you don't. Let us know. Otherwise,
Niall
everyone...
would share what he learned.
Yeah.
Now
learns
this
everything.
is for the mission. We
This
kind
is
of
serious business.
exactly.
Yeah. The only thing I would say is that
You're
Artigan's,
upset that
like,
it's built out of ice instead
yeah,
of rock.
he seems very annoyed that it's ice.
Mm-hmm.
But not like you guys can't see that it is. But he's like, yeah, it's just ice.
Thought it was
Of course it's
rock.
ice.
Well, shape water works on ice, so
Yeah, well.
I thought you were complaining this whole time because you knew there was no rock for miles underneath us. Why would you
Oh, yeah,
think
that's
the tower would be made out of rock?
I don't know. Hope. Can't a man have a little hope in hell? Sorry.
apparently not.
No. No, you can't.
Are we gonna call that a insight check?
Okay, it's not check.
Stu?
Yeah, I was about to say if anyone wants to insight on that pause.
I'd say anyone who is talking with Niall can roll an insight check on that.
Hey, there's
Okay.
actually a potential chance.
Why am I looking for
Hold
my
on,
insight mod if I didn't
before
roll?
people rattle off their numbers, for honesty's sake, I'm going to DM my total to max.
Cool.
Oh,
Because
God.
my dice have been a weird metronome tonight.
Okay, alright. So yeah,
They have a
who-
chance.
Yeah, anyone who made a
What is
insight
this?
check?
Insight?
Yeah, against Niall's little
Charisma
statement.
based check.
Yeah.
17.
Okay.
9.
Mine is 9.
So yeah, as Niall was kind of talking with our Taggin, Taggin's busy in conversation. Zephyr's probably just like I hate Niall, little Niall hate fan club going on over there. Ripple, you notice something. I'll let Stu say how much you notice or what you exactly notice about what
Ooh.
Niall said.
Now, we're all being good about metagaming, so I'm not gonna DM it to Sly.
Yeah.
You notice he, after taking a second to process the whole, oh yeah, can't we have hope here, he does pause and linger on specifically that word for some reason.
On hope.
Which word? Hope or here?
Hope.
Okay.
And his expression to Artagan seems to be both to Artagan and himself.
Interesting.
And I will leave it at that.
What is
Okay.
his expression, I will say. Give me an emotion behind it.
A beat of longing before he puts the mask of professionalism back up.
Alright. Good to know.
You exactly hit his deception score for
Yep.
that, by the way.
Ooh, nice.
Yo, he's got a
Okay.
plus 11 to deception.
I
He
know.
needs-
I'm
That's
also
impressive.
gonna be honest. I thought that Max asking that was asking if Niall was insight checking Artagan.
No, there's some stuff going
Morgan
on.
failed the
Yeah.
insight check.
I feel.
Again,
Are you
All
surprised?
of us as players are low
Are you
whiz.
surprised?
But yeah, no, Ripple, you just catch something, a little slip in the professionalism of Niall. That's a new
Sweetie.
book title, honestly. Sell that one to
He
you,
has
boy.
emotions.
Yeah. Zephyr and Artagan like suddenly started picking on each other again, and so they are completely oblivious. They're like siblings just like antagonizing each other about the stupidest shit. Like Zephyr's probably making fun of Artagan about rocks again.
Yeah,
Artaganizing.
probably.
Alright,
Antagonizing, yeah.
let's return to the tavern to go over our plan and rest? Does anyone feel like we need to?
I'm resting back at my
Yeah.
house. I'm not gonna stay at the tavern.
I'm gonna go home.
Go
Okay.
You're all like, peace has been
let's-
fun.
Then let's find another alley. Let's go back to the previous one and make sure we're all on the same page on what we're doing in 8 to 9 hours.
Yep, and then what time we are meeting up.
And where?
Yes, and where.
Alright, so I
Yeah.
guess back to the safe
I'd
alley.
say we can also kind of hand wave that you all, unless someone has something specific they want to bring up beforehand, because you'll still have time to talk about things. We'll say that you all plan to meet kind of 9 hours from now at kind of the outer northeast side of the northern tower, kind of similar to where you were with the eastern tower, a little bit outside of exactly where it is. Through familiars, general eyeballs, and the power of D&D magic, you all are going to be able to take a long rest, fill any of those things you need to do, and meet back up there. Is there anything anyone would be doing during this long rest that either is necessary, just wants to bring up, or is like a spell you need to let me know that you're taking to be necessary, you know, changing things out? Well, we can kind of go down the line. You could speak up as you have them. So just let me know.
No, Ripple is definitely having dinner with Carl and Deimos, and if one
Great.
of the others happen to come by, them as well.
Yes. Deimos is late. You've realized that he has a terrible perception of time. He showed up like towards dessert, but he did bring several bottles of wine, so forgivable. But yeah, you're able to have dinner with your polycule. Only a few are in town. We'll say Florida. Florida and Carl are the only two in town. Hazard is off, and there's one with an R.
Roxanne.
Yeah.
And there's
Roxanne.
another one. There is another one that I have not named or given a race yet.
Yeah, they're also off. They're newer to the polycule. You're not sure if they're gonna stick around. You know, like they're.
Hazard is
cool.
missing this
She will. She very much will. Okay.
Yeah, Hazard's busy. They have things that they.
They're gonna be so crushed.
I know.
Hey.
That's terrible. You invited Deimos while Hazard wasn't here. How could you? How could you, Ripple?
Yeah.
You're gonna be in trouble when Hazard gets back. I'm not gonna be here for that one. But yeah, y'all are gonna have to work
Maybe
that out. But yeah, you still have the slugs. And let me do a little roll. Nope. Okay. Never mind. Yeah. So that is it. And you are able to get your full rest, get everything back.
Yay.
That's all. Anyone else? What is happening?
No.
Just
Nothing?
general
Sleep.
equipment
sleep.
check as Niall's just kind of running mental math of, can he do the thing he personally cares about in that tower along with the job? And trying to just mentally be like, okay, if they organize it by X, the contracts might be Y distance. If they organize it by A, they might be B distance.
Yeah. You're staying up doing some algebra, some
just for like an hour as he does equipment check before probably taking some sleeping meds.
Yeah. Some little drugs
to make sure he sleeps.
Artagan, give me a wisdom saving throw, because your characters can't ever have peace and serenity in their lives.
Please,
Morgan, why do you always do this to yourself?
That is
Why?
a net 1 -1!
Suddenly, Artagan becomes a snake boy.
Dendar
Are you kidding
joins.
me?
It's just like you just see the like group chat where it's like blank left the party. It's like Artagan left the party. Dendar joined the party.
Oh my goodness.
Artagan,
Yeah.
you have some of the worst nightmares of drowning, being trapped underwater, freezing to death. All of the things that this plane could absolutely do to you that you have had in a very, very long time.
Bro, why are you on this plane? If that's your fear.
I will
There's a
say,
reason.
you got a nat 1. I'm going to say that every ability check you make is going to have a -3 to it.
Ooh!
Alright.
My God.
Alright, let's go.
As you do not
That one
sleep
-1.
at all, and you are only, I will allow you to regain a hit points,
Okay.
this is your body has rested, your mind has not. It is a good thing you are not a spellcaster, because I'm allowing you to regain things simply for the fact that you're supposed to go fucking hit shit.
I was about to say,
Yeah.
good thing we were planning to make him the spider and not Ripple.
You're like, shh, go to sleep. Go to sleep. Let the man
I
have
could
some
take
sleep.
a little nap. I could
You
take
might.
a little nap.
Yeah, it's
Did you say every check or every check and save?
no, just ability check.
Sweet.
Wait, so does that mean whiz checks are now with a -4?
An additional -3?
Yes. It is -3 of whatever you've had.
Okay.
So roll your
Wow.
dice, add
Morgan
your additives, subtract 3.
Okay.
Morgan
You
needs
did
to
this to
roll
yourself,
a
Morgan.
5 on a wisdom check to have it not be 0.
Well, don't let
Yes.
fucking Artagan do anything wise, okay?
Gosh.
Yeah.
Actually, wait, is this also for spider? Because spiders
you-
have
you would
whiz
have-
of 10, so that's a +0, and which is better than his whiz.
But the -3 would.
No, it
Except
replaces
soft spells
mental.
don't. Yeah.
Turn him into a
Yeah.
spider and release him from his worries.
I thought it just replaced physical, and then you keep
No,
No, it
polymorph.
replaces mental
Polymorph
acuity.
replaces everything.
Oh, okay.
Wild shape is what only replaces
Yeah.
physical.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay,
so
okay.
Artagan, you don't sleep at all. You wake up in fucking cold sweats, and after or don't even wake up. You don't even think you got to sleep. And you are extremely early to this, as you're pacing outside the area, trying to find the most rockiest piece of rock you can stand on. That is
I was
not
gonna
ice
say
or
probably
snow.
not pacing in like a perfect path, but like kind of like going off path on
Yeah.
purpose,
Mhm.
to not like wear down the ice.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, and I was gonna say before, like, yeah, he probably has a little bit of trouble sleeping. Nope.
No, he has a
probably
lot
has
of
a
trouble.
lot
A
of
lot.
trouble. And yeah, whenever y'all see him, whenever y'all eventually see him, are those dark circles under his eyes, or is that just his skin?
Yeah, you're like
Were
you're
those
Could
there
just be a
yesterday?
tattoo.
Yeah, they're aggressive today. Okay, well, anything else that you would have needed to do before you got your night absolutely fucking ruined, Artagan?
No.
Okay, great. Deimos is busy. What a
He's
terrible
busy.
night for Artagan. Deimos
Oh
is busy
God,
flirting
right?
with a new group.
Ripple's
Artagan's
having
having fucking nightmares.
Ripple's
I
having
even
a
have my boy
fantastic
to
night.
hold me.
No. The difference, it's like the
The hard cut difference.
yeah, what's it called, the Christmas one, the Christmas movie with where it's
With
like the
Ebenezer
yeah,
Scrooge?
it's like the inside where they're like it's super having like a super feast, that's Ripple, and then like Artagan's freezing on the outside, unable to sleep.
Oh, a
I mean,
Christmas
it's not
Carol.
the. It's
Why
not
did that,
the.
why did that
He's
take
used to
time?
that kind of parallel in his life.
Yeah. Oh. All right.
So is Zephyr having a good night to
Well, all right, Zephyr,
parallel
let's see.
Night.
Between
Niall's?
Niall and Artagan having some thoughts and dreams, or well, nightmares. What's Zephyr up to?
Yeah, sorry. This whole time I'm trying to decide if I want to switch out one of her infusions, and like if that would actually be worth it for her to do.
The artificer struggle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think she's. I don't think I'm gonna switch out my infusion. I think that I'm pretty content with the infusions that I have
Cool.
right now. She does switch out some of her spells though.
Does Zephyr also stay up thinking about the layout of this tower and where certain things are currently laid out? If we were gonna do like a little snap cut between the Ripple and Artagan, and then the differences between the two, are Niall and Zephyr having similar evenings?
Yeah, so I think Zephyr's house and her workshop are in the same building, and most of her house really is the workshop. So she goes into her workshop and she goes to I think I'll do this just for fun. She like puts on some music. She like blasts like so incredibly loud this like punk rock, alt rock, super like upbeat, intense music.
I was about to
while
say
she's, like...
Iron Man ACD soundtrack.
While she's working on her infusions, she like makes some adjustments to her armor. She pulls her little mechanical mice off her crossbow and off of her gloves, and debates feeding them to Albert. But she's like, no, I think I like my infusions the way that they are. I don't need to make anything new for this job. Hopefully this won't come back to bite me. And yeah, when she's done with her kind of artificer mechanicking or whatever, she starts like thinking about the layout of the building for no reason.
It's just like a crossfade of Niall and Zephyr thinking about the building.
She's still listening to this loud music.
Yeah, it's like it cuts from
An
like the
80s
loud
style.
Yeah, it cuts from loud music and then it crossfades and it's absolute silence as Niall is just playing.
Yeah, and
I'm looking forward to the post-campaign debrief.
might be in-campaign debrief. We'll find out.
Oh, listen, pull up a dentist chair if you're trying to get info out of Niall.
Yeah, anything else from you, Zeph?
I don't think so. I'm sorry. I'm just making sure that I'm happy with my decision. I'm just checking my stats. Sorry.
No, that's fair. Artificer is
the two,
very fiddly.
The two
actually
martial classes are just like ready to hit shit.
I'm ready to let out some stress.
Yeah, exactly.
I had a very good night. And just
It's
ready
the differences.
Let's
I'm so
go.
I would say night and day, but in this case, water and earth.
Ooh, like it. Good.
Mhm.
Yes.
Mhm.
Very nice.
Too soon.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah, I'm content.
You're content?
Yeah,
All right.
after listening to music and you know, making some like minor adjustments to her different like actually for fun, she's gonna redo the infusion on her crossbow. She feeds the mouse to Albert, and then after like making her adjustments, like he hacks up an owl pellet full of the raw materials she needs. She starts working on a new mouse, takes a little ruby and the obsidian she got from the race and puts them into the mouse's eyes, and then reattaches it to her crossbow and is very content with her work.
Nice.
and then thinks about the tower, goes to bed, gets up, feels ready to tackle the day.
Feels so refreshed.
Feels rested and refreshed.
All right, so
So glad you all got a good night's sleep.
yeah, we're gonna say we're gonna kind of speed up to where you all are in front of the tower, getting ready to do your little break-in, little heist. You got some spells prepared. You have the slugs, and we'll take another 5-minute break there. So, as you are all staging, what is the plan? Who gets a slug? What are you turning the person who doesn't get a slug into? Why is Artagan so zoned out and sleepy right now? Questions that need answering.
Unless Zephyr changed their mind in the past 9 hours, Ripple, it's past 11. My ability to name is good. Why am I playing a... Oh my goodness, this is gonna be conflict stuff. Well, whatever.
And you're the one carrying the only brain cell in the party.
No.
Ripple, Zephyr
takes
and...
offense.
Okay, that's not true. Zephyr is smart. I just haven't been able to roll above a 10.
You also
I
like
rolled
causing
a 10
problems
like
on
3
purpose.
times.
This
true.
is
I'm gonna
Eris
roll up
again,
my
failing
I'm not
all of
saying
her
it's bad.
investigations.
I'm being
I'm not
hot.
saying
I'm
it's
being
bad.
hot. No.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying.
Kate is very good at
There's
having
some
characters who
permission.
roll really bad at things they're supposed to be proficient in.
Yes,
Arcana.
anyway.
Arcana.
Yeah.
Ripple,
I don't mean like
Zephyr-
proficient as in mechanically. I mean like Eris
Story-wise.
crit failing investigation all the time.
Mhm.
She's literally that is her job.
That is her job.
It's her whole job. She has one job and that's it, and she can't do it.
All right, so Ripple, Niall, and Zephyr are going to have
are
the
being
slug.
slugged.
Hell yeah.
Niall is turning Artagan into a spider. Immediately picking the spider up, put him in the pocket, and before he turns him into a spider, he is going to ask, since Niall has used polymorph on himself, so he's probably familiar with the brain shifting elements.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna ask Artagan to just repeat the sentence, I rest here, in his head, and hope that carries over through the transformation.
I rest here in your head.
And polymorph to a spider.
Great. All right.
And in the pocket, slug on the back.
Yep.
Can
y'all-
Can it be a little white and gray Sharpie spider?
Yeah, you can
Absolutely,
be a
just
little
pulled
angry
up
spider.
pulled up a spider stat block in case it comes.
I
to
have it up.
I think you have 1 hit point.
Probably.
I have 1 hit point. My AC is 12. My wisdom went up by 1 point, so it's now a 10.
What a wise man.
My intelligence is a 1, but what does it matter?
I'd say
What
it's
does
the
it
endless
matter?
energy of Grog getting turned into a giant eagle and Matt being like, you understand geometry now.
Yeah.
My dex didn't take that bad of a hit. It's 14 instead of a 16. It's still pretty decent. That's a pretty solid dex still.
Artagan,
Again.
you might have found, you're like, I kind of like this. You're like, I could be a spider in another life.
Yeah.
Like, let's do
He has
it.
head empty, no thoughts right now.
Head
But
empty.
also a little bit of clarity.
Yeah, it's crazy. You're not
It's
sure.
weird.
You're gonna have to
It's
when you come back to your other body, you're gonna have to think about how being a spider might have been better.
Honestly, but
Yeah,
at the
absolutely.
same time, or is it going to be like whenever you have a dream and while you're dreaming, you're like, oh, this is the best dream, I gotta tell everybody. And then you wake up and you're like, what just happened?
You can roll for it, see how traumatized Artagan is about becoming human, not being a spider, or
Well,
becoming
he's not-
humanoid again.
Yeah, there we go.
I love
All right.
that.
So, the rest of
we
you slurp.
Start breaking into
Yes.
the tower. After she puts the slug on,
Slurp,
I'm gonna
slurp.
cast Long Strider on myself.
Ooh, very nice. What does
Zoom,
that?
zoom.
Which one's that again? The jumping one, or
The one that
running?
increases your speed by 10.
Cool. Just cool. All right. So yeah, you all slug into your little stripy friends. And as you all kind of gather up, do that, you can look at each other, and for those of you who are proficient, or not just proficient, but use spells, so Niall and Zephyr, that change things, you can kind of see this slight shimmer, because, again, these creatures take what the person who's looking at you think who you should be. So you're seeing a slight shimmer where you're all looking like each other, the three of you, because your brain is kind of forgetting where you have been, and you know that it should be the three of you visible, and you're able to recognize that, and you're like, well, it does seem to be working, and
right,
it hasn't turned anyone into their worst nightmare just yet, so that's good.
Maybe it is a good thing we had the lowest person spider up.
Just feel like,
Yeah,
let's just go sleep.
he's seen enough nightmares. It's fine.
He's seen enough. He doesn't have to see
Aw.
anymore.
He was like, okay, this is fine.
But yeah,
Glad I
you
agreed
all-
to just be a spider.
You all can
Actually,
head towards the
I guess
tower.
this is something we might have covered before we got to this point. Does Ripple know Infernal?
Does Ripple know
Oh.
Inferno?
It would make sense for Ripple to know Infernal.
Is
But
it on your character sheet?
on my character sheet says common and primordial.
What background did you take?
I don't. Did I even pick one? I don't know. Oops.
Well, might be too late now.
Yeah, I'd say the only two. Well, the two of you know Infernal, Zephyr and
I
Niall.
do not have a background.
Yeah. Well, that's classic. Just no
Sly.
background. That's why you can't read. You have no
sorry.
background in anything.
Okay. Well, I guess we would have established let
We can
Niall
just
and
say that I
Zephyr do
know
the
it because
talking.
I'm dating Carl.
Well, you can't read anyway, so if there's anything in
Oh, yeah.
Infernal that needs to be read, it's gonna have to be left up to the two shifty bitches who have ulterior motives in this. It's not gonna go.
I'm not shifty.
Yeah,
Look at his face.
Yeah, the
I'm
two
too
of you weren't
cute.
plotting.
I'm too cute to be shifty.
The two of you
I'm
weren't
just
plotting.
so glad he's
Zephyr is
a
too
spider right now.
cute. She's too cute.
All right. So yeah, I'd
Now
say
I'm gonna defend Niall. The intent was handsome but shifty.
yep. And cute but shifty. Wow, the axis is.
No, cute and never has done anything wrong in her life ever. Look at this face.
High insight check against DC one, you say? Oh,
yeah,
cool.
fast. All right, so, yeah, the two of you know that it probably would be best to, we'll say Ripple, you can understand a decent amount of Infernal, so you'd know what's going on, but you don't feel confident in your ability to string the conjugations together correctly in the correct tense. So you'll at least be aware without them having to translate to you about what anyone's saying.
And for sake of moving forward, Niall is using Infernal, and will be making use of his actor feat to not sound like himself when he's speaking Infernal.
Cool. All right. Does that give you any bonuses, like any actual roll
I
bonuses,
think it
or just
mechanically gives him a bonus if he's pretending to be someone else.
which
so
you would be? You would all be pretending
Yes.
to be whoever the other person thinks you are.
So let me see what actor gives. Oh, advantage on deception and performance checks, which. All right, there we go.
Yeah, advantage. Sweet. And Zephyr.
Advantage with my tasty plus 11. Look at me roll a 1 and a 2.
If I feel like I need to, she can cast Alter Self to change her voice.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But
Sounds
as
good.
of right now, she's not going to cast it. It only lasts 10 minutes, so I'll do it as I feel I need to.
All right. So, the three individuals with the Stygian slugs are headed towards the tower. Artegan is having a good little spider nap in a pocket.
Heck yes.
finally getting rest.
I need to roll for Spider Nightmare.
Spider Nightmare, yeah. Dendar comes out of nowhere. Even spiders are afraid of snakes.
Dendar comes out, but instead of a snake, she's like the face stealer from Avatar.
Mhm.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my
God.
goodness. That's even worse.
Yeah.
How did you make a
horrifying.
Nidhogg worse?
I didn't. Blame Nickelodeon.
All right, so as you all approach the tower, you see kind of first up there are kind of two bearded devils that seem to be the guards outside the tower. And as you all walk, go ahead and give me a deception check for the three of you that are deceiving. At advantage if you do not already have it. At advantage.
Oh, sweet.
Ooh.
Sweet.
That's
I
me.
hate this because my deception is my highest.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of my highest, like with all my other deck stuff
mean-
though. Plus
Do
3.
I have anything that will give me advantage on this?
You get advantage just because
From
of
the
the slug.
slug.
Oh, nice.
Mhm.
Okay.
Max was basically saying slug gives advantage
Mhm.
regardless.
Yeah.
And if you have extra advantage, you get a +3.
Okay.
So Niall, you get
Oh.
+3. We're tacking on advantages. Home rule.
Hey, nice. A 19. Okay. And what was this? You said
Deception.
before- Deception? Oh.
Mhm.
Where are you?
Niall, are you in the 30s or like
Why is deception
Sadly, a
charisma?
bit below.
Okay. That is a
29.
19.
19, 29,
21.
21. All right, easy. Through the front gate, you see, you are not sure what they view you as, but whatever it is, whoever they think is supposed to be going through these gates, absolutely is allowed through.
Niall is walking with the confidence of, I know where I'm going.
Yeah, you're walking with the confidence of a man with a clipboard in a building. Don't fucking stop me. I'm supposed to be here. Yeah.
I'm an auditor.
Yeah, exactly. Straight through the front gates, through the pathway you all had seen previously that was covered in snow. You see the patrolling, similar to East Tower, all the different guards patrolling on the outside, up the steps to the tower. And we'll say with all those rolls, you also get through these grand iron, like wrought iron and ice main doors that are very intricately carved and pull open. You can feel as you step through the threshold this kind of pulse of magical energy, as this is what allows these towers to kind of blink in and out of existence and circulate for whatever. And as you step in, you see it is again a circular tower. All of the inside is like intricately carved ice, very, very fancy. Probably one of the like prettier looking places in the Hells that you all have been. Not so much the doom and gloom and blood and bones that are in a lot of other places. Still a few bones, but mostly ice. A lot of like white and blue marble flooring, and you can see that when you first come in, it's a plain floor, like a circular pathway, and the center of the tower is hollow and open to, you imagine, what is the ceiling, and you can just see items kind of fluttering down into different workspaces of all these white Abishai that are copying contracts. Looking kind of briefly, stepping in and looking, you can see that the building seems to have 5 floors, at least 5 that are open to this almost like tunnel mail system that is just like magically shooting contracts, or at least the essence of whatever this contract that was just made to there. And you can see it is noisy. It is like a waterfall of paper. The Abishai that you all had talked to was not joking around when they said that they are overwhelmed with the current amount of contracts. And yeah, so as you all step in, you can see there are white Abishai, followed by these kind of headless pieces of armor that are following them around, the Maragon, that are apparently maybe bodyguards. A few people look over at you, but seem to disregard, or at least not have any interest in the three of you as you step into the door. So, what do? You are officially in the first floor of the North Tower.
Where did we see the contracts being sent out to?
Sorry, can you rephrase?
You mentioned we saw, like, a contract being tubed out to a new location after the transcription was finished.
Oh, sorry, opposite. So the contract is magically coming into workspaces to be transcribed. From this vantage point, like right in the door, you're not sure what happens after that. You've only seen them like go to someone who starts working on them.
Can Niall take a passing glance to see if he notices someone finish up their work and what happens immediately following?
Yeah, go ahead, give me a perception check. If anyone else is looking, they can do the same. We could say the three of you could make a perception check if you would also care to look.
Dirty 20.
I forgot. Level 8 characters, man. Y'all got some rolls.
Don't
No.
talk about it.
Max, it's literally the dice. I need to use the
I got
set
a
of
nat
dice.
20.
Nat 20,
Again.
dirty 20. All right, Zephyr.
14.
14. Yeah, Zephyr, you're a little distracted.
If this was investigation, that's 24.
24.
And if it's perception, it's a 26.
Okay.
I don't remember what she said.
Yeah. Zephyr, you're a little distracted by some thoughts you're having about being in the North Tower. You catch someone like about to finish up, but then you get distracted, and by the time you look back, you kind of have lost track of what they did. Niall and Ripple, you see that when you do catch someone finishing, one of the white Abishai finishing up whatever they were copying over, and you see that they seem to kind of fold it and hand it to a imp, who then flies it up and into, from where you can see, one of the other floors. I'd see, Niall, you saw one go to floor, yours you saw go to floor 4, and Ripple, you saw one, it looks like the 3rd floor up. We're counting America, so 1st floor, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. Like that.
Yeah, we'll start going up a floor.
Alright.
Let's go.
So yeah, as you walk around to try to find where the stairs are, as they are not like visible from this first floor, you make it all the way back around and have not seen stairs.
Okay, well, I have a strategy to get up, but can't help the rest of you.
I'm gonna just jump. Yeah, you see no stairs, but there are, like, the imps aren't the only ones coming and going. Like, there are other like white Abishai Scriveners that are walking around, and when you complete your walk, you don't see the same ones. You can tell enough of a difference, because not all devils look alike.
Yeah,
Throw back.
Devils look alike.
Throw back.
Yeah. So you know that they're like going somewhere. You all just you were walking around, not able to find stairs or passageways or anything outside of just this circle and courtyard.
Are there shadows?
Ooh, are there shadows? How big does this shadow? Do you have to be able to fully step into the shadow? What is your shadow step abilities definition?
I'm looking for it. Shadow step. When you are in dim light or darkness, as a bonus action, you can teleport up to 60 feet to an unoccupied space you can see that is also in dim light or darkness. You then have the advantage on the first melee attack you make before the end of the turn.
Okay. I would say that you can see a few kind of more shadowy places along the bottom of the floor, but you're not at a good enough angle to see any shadows that are like a floor above.
Question. We know the tower itself is made of ice. Mm-hmm. So the inside of the tower, is that also ice?
It looks to be a combination of like ice and marble. Like the flooring, think like fancy ballroom, like blue and white tile or marble. And then most of the walls are like ice supported by pillars.
What are the chances of being able to get away with using shape water to get us up there to like make a staircase?
That is too much of a ability for that simple spell.
Oh, darn. Okay. Yeah, I don't know then.
Yeah, Ripple's thinking hard, like tapping on the ice, being like, water. Having a moment with the tower. Yeah, what are Niall and Zephyr thinking?
Investigation? Would another investigation check work to like try to find how everybody else is getting through?
Yeah, you could roll investigation. Yeah. Zephyr or Niall, what are you doing?
With how the floors are arranged vertically, is it a perfect floor 2 completely covers floor 1 and so on?
From what you can tell here, at least the like 5
14.
levels you can see, yeah, it's like perfectly, balconied, as you will say. 14?
14.
You can't find anything mundane. You don't imagine that there's like a button you've missed. This is probably something more than just like, oh, I need to find the elevator button. Yeah.
Niall will try reaching out with his will to picture himself moving up from this floor to the next one. Okay. In case it's a magic thing.
Yeah, go ahead and give me that Arcana. Actually, give me a intelligence saving throw.
Oh boy, this is not. Ooh, no.
Is Arcana under intelligence?
Yes, yeah, Arcana is a type of intelligence.
Intelligence saving throw.
15.
15? As you kind of close your eyes and imagine moving to the next floor, what would Niall think of, stairs or an elevator or something different?
Stairs, probably, like a spiral staircase going from the edge of the floor he's currently on, looping up to the edge of the floor directly above.
Yeah. As you think that, you feel like a little click in your brain, and a kind of panel moves aside, and you see the exact way you thought a spiral staircase would look appear.
Oh, fascinating.
Follow me. Picture it in your head.
Let's go.
So say that as a whisper for only the other two to hear.
All right. Yeah. So yeah, what are you going to do? You have a certain floor you're going to?
The
otherwise.
second floor, just to like take a quick glance at how this stuff is actually organized to then figure it out from there.
Anyone looking at how the things are organized would be an investigation check.
Okay. Oh, I don't know why I picked 2 dice for that. I don't have advantage.
Sorry, no,
All
not
right.
an advantage.
Take
just
it back.
a
Roll
plain
that back.
old
Let's
one.
take a singular dice and try that again.
Why am I checking again? I should know that number. 21 total.
21. Ripple.
I seem to have dropped the D4 for this set, so my foot's gonna find that
What check
later.
is this?
What? Perception. Or,
Perception?
no, investigation, sorry. You're investigating how these, contracts are laid out.
That is a 2 plus 4 is 6. That is a 16.
16?
Okay, I'm gonna use my flash of genius to give myself an extra d4.
Okay.
No, it's just an extra your int mod.
Oh wait, sorry, you're right. It's a +4, which my brain looked at the sheet and said d4.
Yeah, that
okay.
I forgot. You're at the level where you have that.
It's an
That is-
investigation check.
Yes.
14.
14. 21, 16, 14.
Yeah, not at the point where Zephyr would be throwing those at the teammates. Makes sense.
Yeah. So Zephyr and Ripple, you can start to see that the contracts are. Let me make sure I'm not leading you all astray.
That's fair. This is the information we're going to use to move forward.
With the 14 Zephyr, you get that these contracts are dual alphabetical by who signed the contract on the devil side and who signed the contract on the recipient side. Ripple, you realize that as you're looking through these names,
I can't read the names.
oh fuck, you can't read. No, Ripple,
Why
you don't
did-
know anything.
Why
Ripple,
did
you're
we?
just
Why did we
looking.
choose? Why did we not make the illiterate one the spider?
Because the illiterate
Well,
one
said they wanted a
went.
slug. They wanted
The
to be
illiterate
slugged.
one went. I'm the reason we have the slugs. I get to use it.
Why
Yeah,
didn't
Ripple,
anybody at least remind them that they can't read?
I did. I said, just so you know, I can't help find the thing when we get there because I can't read.
no.
I said that.
You don't know. You're looking. They're pretty. They're pretty pictures. There's no pictures, actually. It's just fucking words you can't read. And you're like, wow, this is great. So, back to Niall. That 16 is
Sorry.
invalidated.
Is Ripple going, maybe I should have been the spider
Yeah,
at this
Ripple's
point.
having an
We should have at least
thoughts.
like should have at least like written down like keywords to look for so you can like match them.
D. Have a no. So Niall, as you look at these contracts with a 21, you see that on this second floor, you kind of quickly like glance through a few. You get the same thing, alphabetical, and it's dual alphabetical. You also get that it is time stamped. So how, like
Most recent at the bottom.
so you see you get quite a lot for this 21. You see that it's dual alphabetical, and you can gather from the door of the tower around would be, you know, for some reason, we're going counterclockwise. I don't know. That's probably not that's what my brain did. Counterclockwise, A to Z. You also realize, though, as you're, like, pulling a few of these to get, you know, a good basis, there is not a single contract here from an Archdevil. You're looking at the names, and you don't recognize basically any of these devils. They're like they're kind of bottom barrel. You imagine you're on the second floor, so maybe this is where kind of the less important devils contracts go. Still alphabetized, and also dated per devil. So it's alphabetized by devil, dated per devil, and then dated by person. It is a multifaceted database. Their devils love their organization.
Yes.
But I will say, for also, you know, I don't want you all to waste your time. You would gather that the second floor does not have
Archdevil stuff.
It wouldn't have anything Levistus
would,
and you could make an inference that it's probably near the top because, you know, he is an Archdevil.
Sorry, I need to look through our notes about what's up with my guy. But would Niall know that in order to summon the stairs, it was an int save?
I would say you don't need it once you know how to do it.
Cool.
You just gotta think hard and be like, oh, stairs.
Hope it doesn't melt the brain.
Yeah.
Niall would think stairs up to the 5th floor from where they currently are. Again, spiraling up.
Yeah. Did you share any of your...
He would probably share that info with Zephyr, specifically the other literate one in the group.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, we kind of knocked you out of play, Morgan.
Artagan's having the best spider meditation snooze of his life. Let the man have some rest.
He can't sleep because polymorph, but he's in a trance, you could say.
But yes,
it's not technically sleep.
And then poor Ripple just kind of wandering around, just looking at the pretty books.
Yeah.
Basically, he'll go up to Zephyr's like, best I can tell, organized by the devil, the person who signed it, when it was signed, and the floors as they climb, we're going to climb the hierarchy. Mm-hmm. So what we're looking for is probably on the top floor. We'll see if there's any more once we hit the 5th floor.
Okay, that makes sense.
All right.
That wasn't really a Zephyr voice. Let me do it again.
Okay, Eris.
Thank you, from the top.
Yeah, I know!
You're faking your voice.
Who joined us? All right.
Zephyr's left the call. Eris has joined the call.
Yeah.
And I couldn't tell it was you.
Yeah, you just do a quick take. You're like, who the fuck did I think that was?
Basically, just picture it as Zephyr to see if her slug takes.
Yeah, and it looks like Zephyr, so you hope that that's who you're talking to. Yeah. So the 4 of you start climbing. You see this staircase kind of has panes as you go. You're seeing like imps flying in and placing stuff. You're seeing occasionally white Abishai come in and place contracts in their specific order as well. There's also a little bit of like magic when they place it. You can see a little poof, and you imagine that like some of these sections probably would like fold out into way larger, but with the power of magic, they're able to keep it in this same tower formation for however millennia that devils have been making contracts. You can imagine that if you were just here wandering, not looking for something specific, it could be very hard to find a contract. As you start to climb and you pass the 4th floor.
Oh, by the way, mental timer, when it gets to like 50 minutes, I will dip in somewhere, take the spider out, and quickly recast Polymorph to reset the concentration timer.
No, Artagan.
Terrible minute.
No. Yeah, exactly.
Can Zephyr,
Are we done?
while she's timing, make the check to see if she can picture her own way to get up?
Are you trying to make another staircase within the staircase?
Well, not a staircase, but
Okay.
she's trying to make something, yeah,
Okay.
of her own to get up around.
Yeah, give me that intelligence saving throw.
Oh my god.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's a 10.
You take 5 points of psychic damage as you feel a sharp pain of ice like straight through your brain.
Oof.
And you kind of have to steady yourself for a moment as you were unable to connect with kind of the arcane forces in the building, which
I will
doesn't
mention...
help as Zephyr and Nile, Ripple, you're following as well, but as Zephyr and Nile, you both pass or approach the 4th floor in general. Zephyr, you get a very briefly, but an extremely, this is after you got like the shard of ice in your brain, you get an extremely loud clock noise, similar to
Oh
what
no!
you've heard before. And Nile, you feel, you're not sure what you can describe it as, but a pull, like an internal soul-bound pull to something on this floor.
All right, so 2 reasons that he'd stop on this floor.
So
First,
yeah, Ripple, you see both
moment-
Zephyr and Nile, like, right at the same exact step, almost. Both of them have a fucking moment happen, and you're like, okay, everyone.
Oh boy.
going off of, I'm assuming we noticed the whole like sharp
You probably heard Zephyr take some psychic damage from attempting to make the stairwell, but then you two had
using
different
that as
reactions to
cover,
that.
make a pathway to connect. I'm like, get off.
Okay, are you trying to get off on the 4th floor? Or
Yes.
open the stairwell to
This
the 4th
isn't
floor?
the 5th floor, Niall.
I just heard you in some pain.
What does that have to do with us getting to the 5th floor? Unless you have a reason to stop at the 4th?
Let's get off, and then I will describe my logic. Something might be aware that you did... I don't know why you're in pain. You might have alerted something, so maybe let's not be in the
no,
very
I
conspicuous staircase.
Insight
Just
check
hurry
on
up.
Niall.
Yeah, go ahead. Insight check, Nile.
And then Ripple's just like, guys,
Guys,
don't
get
have
out of the
time for this.
stairs!
Either get off or keep going. We don't have time for this.
You hear Artagan's just like tapping with like his little tappy.
You-
Like,
You might
crawls
actually
up
have
past the box to
another
see what's going on.
legitimate-
Goes back down.
chance. 14 total for my charisma base.
Oh my god, I got a 15!
Oh.
I had a 16 minus 1!
Let's go.
Okay, cool. What you get is he is legitimately concerned that you might have tripped an alarm, but he's using that as cover for something else.
Yeah.
He has ulterior motives, and you clock that there is ulterior motives.
Also, I will add, Zephyr, you cannot help but notice that the timing is also, you're good with time. The timing is also a little wrong. He heard you maybe say like in pain, but that was a few seconds before you got hit with your clock noise and whatever Nile, which you don't know what he felt, but the timing is incorrect. There was something else because he should have been quicker if he was really concerned about the noise that you made. So you
I mean,
don't know
hey,
exactly
we just got
what's
to
it.
the 4th floor. We
Yeah.
can't really exit the elevator midway.
Yeah, but I would say the timing
Again,
of
his
bringing
cover.
it up, yeah. You, Zephyr, specifically are very good with time, so that would be noticeable to you.
Okay,
But yeah,
let's get up here then.
so do
We
you
can
all
see
step
if
off?
there's like more guards on the 5th floor, anyways. If it's the top, we can look up, see if there are more floors than just 5.
Yes, and Niall will summon. No, he won't pull out Alden because sore thumb. Alden's currently chilling in Pocket Dimension Land.
Alan's vibing. Artagan and Alan are actually playing a poker game right now in your pocket.
Oh, listen,
Pocket
I was
Bros.
thinking about resummoning him. Well, will you wait a few moments to see if anything's going to happen from that winds? Let's get our bearings on this floor.
As you all look around on this floor, you notice imp after imp after imp after imp placing contracts. They do not even look in your direction as they, like, you see them dive back down. If you're like near the edge, you see dive back down, get another, place it. This is a very busy floor for whatever reason.
So I guess a stealth check for before investigation, or can we just roll straight investigation?
You don't even need a stealth check. These imps are so overburdened and tasked with placing these contracts that they do not. The wage is not high enough. They do not care.
Right. They do not care.
They are perceiving you as individuals they think should be here, and so it's basically they're also imps. Like, that's above their pay grade. So yeah, whatever you all want to do, you're pretty confident that at least for the imps, you haven't really seen any white Abishai or anything, but at least the imps aren't going to even glance in your direction.
Yeah, again, and I'll say Zephyr does clock the mix of half truth to cover ulterior motive. He's like, oh yes, let's get our bearings.
Yeah. What are
and I'll give
you rolling,
that
Niall?
Tasty investigation. He's looking to see if he can find the thing that's pulled to him. Oh, thank you, dice. That would be a 22.
22. All right.
Rolled a 19 on the dice.
Yeah. We will absolutely resolve that. Ripple, Zephyr, are you doing anything on this floor?
Not particularly.
Ripple's like, I
kind of
also still
following
can't
behind.
read. Ripple's like,
Yeah.
I really got to get Carl to teach me my letters.
They've
Zephyr?
been trying.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Maybe you can make a
Also-
contract for being not dyslexic.
Probably will.
Make a
also-
contract to perceive everything as written in
yeah.
Comic Sans. Or any of the other dyslexic-proof typefaces. Sorry to speak over you, Tates.
I'm also rolling investigation,
Okay.
and I'm also using Flash of Genius again, and I get 15 total.
15. What are, I know what Niall is looking for. What are you looking for, Zephyr?
I will tell you.
All right, great.
If Niall's being sneaky about it, I'm gonna be sneaky about it too.
Are you gonna,
No,
okay,
no,
you're gonna tell
tell me
me
too.
sneakily? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fair. I forgot
Well,
that I know.
obvious that Steelers
I
told
know.
you something.
I forgot that I.
You know
well,
what I'm looking for. I literally told you.
that's fair. I do know what you. I know what both of you were looking for. I forget that you both don't know what the other one is looking for.
Yep. Again,
Okay.
we're.
I mean, you can send me a message. I'll read it and
I will remind
confirm.
you.
Yeah.
I don't know. Tell me. I won't tell anybody.
I mean,
Where's my
again,
bird?
post
I
game
can't read anyway.
debrief.
All right.
Again, I'm looking forward to telling y'all whatever doesn't come up in game.
Yeah. Zephyr, you and I'll say you and Niall, you both pull contracts separately. Ripple, you are looking at this, and there is something happening. You're not sure if it's the like enemies to lovers situation, but like they're both so intently focused on something on this floor, and they like split off, and both are pulling things, and you're like, I don't know, like this turns serious, but it's not the job serious. This is something else, and you at least can gather that much because they are not being very good about hiding it.
Yep. Give it a skim. Is it the thing Niall was looking for?
Yeah, Niall and Zephyr, you pull a few of these contracts just to try to get your bearing, and it is what you both assumed from your separate... Well, actually, no. Zephyr, it's what you assumed from your clock ticking. This is the broker. You pull another, the broker. It seems
I got that from the imps too.
Yeah, it seems this entire floor is the brokers. Niall, you see that, also see the imps, and with a 22, you are quickly brought to the very start of, or the start based on what you had seen previously from like A to Z timeline. You are brought to what should be kind of the beginning of the broker's contracts, so to speak, and you pull the first one, and it is yours. First in date ever is the contract that you have, and you see on it that it was a... Weirdly enough, you kind of realize why his name might be the broker, as it is a deal between you through him for Levistus, which makes it his contract that he brokers, but he gives your service to Levistus. It's almost a contract within a contract.
Immediately pocket that, since while he wants to do something about that here and now, needs to finish the job, so he gets a few days of buffer.
Yeah, I'll say, Ripple, you are just standing there watching Zephyr and Niall pull shit. You probably see Niall pocket this piece of paper. Unless he has
he's
enough...
not gonna try to sleight of hand.
I was like, I don't know if
like...
he has enough, seeing that it is also looking, like, on either side. This is legitimately, date-wise, the first contract of whoever the individual, the broker is.
Wow.
And he's going to, seeing that it's the first one, pause, move over to what should be the last one, and see if it's still the broker.
You switch to the other side, see the last one. This contract, with date and time, is the broker and was made about 37 minutes ago. It is extremely active and recent in here. Zephyr, you are trying to look for a certain individual's name. You also have gotten, as Niall had shared, you're not sure timeline, but you're gonna try to go by maybe last name, and it's a lot harder. You realize the timeline is pretty important as well, and what makes it harder is, as you were pulling these, they are maybe a mere few minutes apart. It is a prolific amount of contracts that are all the way, and as you're pulling some, they are like, you're reading, because you can read Infernal, and some of them are as basic as like, deliver, blank will deliver a soul coin to blank for a nominal amount of money. Like, these aren't all like, they're not, and then some of them are like contract kills. They're not all the same value for sure. Which is interesting and different, and you gather why the broker is able to make so many deals is he will make a deal for just about anything, and everything has its price. But you're pulling, and you don't feel any connection other than you just get this really uneasy sense of time passing and clock ticking, and it's kind of making it hard to focus. And you do not find anything that you were looking for.
After finishing taking the breath of securing his personal thing, insight check Zephyr, since he's now out of his own bubble enough to notice.
Yeah, go ahead and insight versus I would say deception probably, if Zephyr's trying to keep their cool.
$14 for insight. Oh, sorry, misspoke. 16 for insight. I forgot this one.
19 deception. So.
Yeah, well, it seems Zephyr's just doing research.
Zephyr's scrolling. She's
just scrolling on Instagram.
Waiting.
Yeah.
She's just walking through and just like looking at them absent-mindedly.
It's weird that...
waiting for you to finish up.
Why are you in the middle? You could have just checked the edges. That's all the broker. I guess we have...
obviously it's all the broker. I'm just looking to see at what he's doing. A lot of these are like a minute apart. He's really good at writing contracts.
Well, we have that to thank for this. And he kind of vaguely gestures at the 5 imps who've come up, dropped something off, and flown away in the span of 6 seconds.
Yeah, it is a busy situation. They'll like dodge out of the way of you back down.
But looking around, I don't think anyone's coming for us. Let me poke my head up to... Oh wait, Ripple, is it just one more floor above it?
Is it?
Yeah, you look and you can see another open... Actually, this floor is not open, so you actually are unsure about how high up it is. This broker's floor was kind of 2 stories worth of flooring. But there looks to be a ceiling, but Niall, you had been able to complete or connect a staircase to the 5th floor. So you know there's something up there.
So how long has it been?
Short. Maybe 20 minutes.
Right.
Y'all moved in pretty quick, and have kind of kept to the sides.
Dude with a clipboard.
Yep.
Let's go.
We look like who's supposed to be here.
Now we'll look over at Zephyr. Are you done perusing what the broker's up to? I'm gonna make us a direct shoot up to the next floor.
I guess. I mean, I wasn't really looking for anything, so.
Did the stairs go away? Like each time? Or are they still there?
No, they kind of melted and phased back into the wall.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay, so they're not there anymore.
It is, they're not actually, like, built into, like, you have to physically, you have to mentally create them, and so, yeah.
Then they disappear when you're done.
Yeah.
Can I make that saving throw again?
Yeah, go for it. Zephyr's like, I will fucking get my own elevator.
Yeah, literally. That is much better. It's a dirty 20.
Yes. You were able to make a pathway to
she makes
the
a
5th
little
floor.
It's like this little column and this little circle of ice.
Nice.
Is
it
like
big?
This
little disc of ice, and you step on it, and then it just
the little dumbbell elevator of ice.
Yeah.
We
Nice.
didn't ask. Are you gonna hand wave and say Ripple was nearby?
Are you just going with yourself, Zephyr, or are you? Is it big enough for other people? Yeah. Okay.
Y'all at the stairs. She's fine. I mean, she's not gonna go until y'all start going, but she's gonna.
Okay, so yeah, we'll say Niall.
Basically, you started to be like, yes, I can do it, and then.
Yeah, Niall and Ripple, you can take the stairs that Niall can build again.
He's making it just within the floor tower up.
Oh, okay, yeah. Whatever
He's
way
basically trying not to be consistent to...
You're able to all get up there. As you all hit the 5th floor. I need Zephyr, Artagan, Spytagan.
Oh no.
Spytagan, and Ripple to make
get to do something.
a wisdom saving throw.
Alright, luckily it's
Not
a straight
Niall.
roll.
No, not
Wait.
Niall.
Luckily, I don't get a
Better
additional
than
-3
intelligence.
to this.
Wait, what's the
Alright.
roll that we're making?
Wisdom save.
Wisdom save. Oh no, they're not my stats. I need spider stats.
Okay.
Flat 15.
15? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I also
I rolled all
got a
second.
15.
15, alright.
What a 9.
A 9.
Oof.
I like it. It makes sense. So, Ripple and Spytagan, Speeder Taggin, you do kind of crawl out a little bit as both Ripple, you and Artagan, you feel this soul-crushing pull, as if someone like reached into your heart and is yanking you towards somewhere on this floor as you as you hit the 5th floor. However, you know where the direction is, but it is not so overwhelming that you can't think of anything else. Like you're able to kind of steady yourself. I will say, technically, Ripple and Artagan, you don't know why you're feeling this way, because you've not. Zephyr and Niall didn't share what he felt. That's kind of an out of character thing. You just know you're being pulled to, like, emotionally, physically, mentally, soulfully towards something on this floor.
I mean, can we just kind of guess?
You could
Just kind of
probably guess.
infer
You're like, it's
that
probably related to me. It's probably a contract. Yeah, I would
And
say
like,
that's
there's only
pretty
one
easy.
contract that
Yeah.
Ripple would have signed.
Yeah.
And Ripple's like, I had regrets, so I don't really have to look for it.
You're
so,
like, I also can't read it.
I can't read it. I
No, I
don't
hope
want
it
to
says-
change
I
it.
hope-
Oh
says
no,
what I think
just
it says.
realized we're gonna have the opposite of the moth situation. We're now gonna potentially have tunnel vision spider.
No, because Artagan, you also feel this pull, but like, it's weirdly disjointed because you're feeling it, as a spider who's never signed a contract before in his life. But your soul has, as your soul is not a spider. However, Zephyr, you did not succeed that save, and you feel an intense pull towards somewhere on this floor, but as you were trying to move towards it, you also feel another not as intense pull towards somewhere else on this floor. There are 2 items that are kind of vying for your soul, as it were.
Yeah.
And you all can see Zephyr having a crisis. Zephyr's fully having a crisis of their body and soul is trying to go towards both of these contracts, but physically cannot. So they're kind of just like basically glitching in this moment.
Niall's going to shoulder on Zephyr's, lightly shake, like, keep your head in the game. It's the best thing you have going for you, and Bardic Inspiration.
Okay.
Okay.
Remake that save.
You have it's a D8 for him.
Oh, I rolled a d6 for my last Bardic Inspiration. I realized I didn't remember which dice you had.
I should have
So-
specified, sorry.
I know. I'm glad I rolled one that was smaller than, not bigger, and it worked out in the end. Let me grab the d8 then. I probably don't even. No, I do need it. Sorry, I really do. That would
Sounds
be an
like you're
18.
also slapping a flash of genius. Oh, 18, you're probably fine.
No, I'm not.
18.
I'm fine.
With an 18, you kind of annoyingly get some fucking clarity with Niall shaking your shoulders.
Would she like
Enemies
off?
to lovers.
No, no.
But as Niall helps, kind of gives you the spark inspiration, you're able to now move where you wish and not be locked in, but you do feel a stronger pull in one regard and a slightly weaker pull in another.
Okay.
Can Niall insight check this time as well, having felt something on the previous floor?
I would say...
Or would this kind of be a free?
You don't need to insight check. You can tell that the way Zephyr was reacting is definitely probably what you would have felt if it was a stronger force that signed a contract. Ripple also seemed to kind of have... I'll say, Ripple, you probably did have a tell. It wasn't as aggressive, but it's still something like grabbing your soul. An icy hand, if you will, most likely, with who you all signed with. And Artagan, you can feel like some spider smacking, a little tapping on your
Yeah,
pocket.
I was gonna ask, like, did he like crawl like down like Niall to like go to the thing, or is he just like pacing all over his body?
You can do whatever you want. You're a little spider.
I like the pacing. I like pacing.
Niall, you can tell that
while Niall is
like pacing.
Trying.
Artagan...
Are you gonna free Artagan from his wonderful bliss?
You're gonna give this man thoughts.
Yeah.
How much traffic is on this floor?
You see... First of all, you see that there's no way for imps to make it to this floor, as it's not open to anything, and you do not see a lot of traffic. I mean, from what you all have gathered, this is where the 9 archdevils make contracts. There probably won't be as much traffic, if any at all, if you're quick. Just because of the nature of how devils usually work.
So I guess Ripple will turn to Zephyr and Niall and just be like, hey, so what does it look like? I can't read it, but is there some sort of like symbol or like a specific pattern that I can look for? So I can help look for it, but I can't actually read it.
I was about to say... And... Artagan, jump twice if you understand what I'm saying.
Jump.
I think I have an idea of what's going on for you three. If anyone asks down the road, I'll say I didn't see it. Artagan, jump twice if you want to find your contract and have it in hand.
Pacing, jump, pacing.
Get on the floor and be as quiet as you can be, and once he gets on the floor, I'm gonna break concentration on Polymorph.
Oh my god, I thought you were gonna step on him. I was gonna be like, fuck, that's hilarious. Just, there you go, man.
No, listen, we're not in a fight.
Can Zephyr, knowing that Niall was being weird on the 4th floor, can she figure out that this weirdness that's happened to her and the other two is what was happening to him on the 4th floor?
Give me an insight check at advantage.
I'll have him do disadvantage on deception since he was not trying to hide it.
I will say I don't even think you can roll because you talked with too much authority about what you thought was going on, and
fair,
I would
true.
say that's Zephyr's picking up that like what?
Yeah.
I got a 13.
A 13.
Up to you to set the DM, the ZC DM. I was gonna say disadvantage because that could set it low.
Yeah, I think you're sure what's going on with Niall, because you all have been under the assumption that you all work for Levistus, which means he should have had a reaction on this floor. And from what you can tell, he did not. But you don't know.
Oh, I don't know why.
You don't know why.
But I know that he was up to something on the 4th floor.
Yes, so there is something incorrect about what Niall's situation is, about who he works for, maybe. You're not, but you can't gather more from that just exactly what. He's acting he's being shifty. Who could have thought?
Yeah, nope, definitely.
I will start working on the job.
Yeah, I would say so. Niall, you can start working.
I don't want my contract. I'm fine.
Ripple doesn't want their contract.
Would Niall know
I'm happy.
any sort of symbols to... Is there a fast way Ripple could skim with him?
You know, at the very least, all of the Archdevils have a specific symbol to theirs. You know, you're looking for Levistus's.
Yeah.
And so you would be able to, it's like a rapier with a swirling kind of pattern on the outside. You'd be able to at least do that. Look for that.
When we were given the job, were we told roughly how long ago this contract was signed between the Rule of Three and Levistus? Or were we just told before he was frozen, have fun in the first quarter of the time?
Yeah, I mean, you'd know that it would be quite a while ago, but you did not get more information from that. So I'd say you probably are able to break it down to just a 1/4 of this floor at the very best. And also that's a 1/4 of the floor, including every other Archdevil. So it might take you all a little bit to search. Especially considering only Ripple and Niall are currently looking. I don't know what
Zephyr wasn't gonna look.
Yeah, I don't know what Artagan and Zephyr are doing. So we'll say...
and Artagan's like beelining to where the pole is.
Yeah, honestly, didn't even like stop to let you polymorph or unpolymorph him. And just like crawl down, go, and then you can do it at any moment. And then he just turns back into a man, and he's like,
oh, I should stand up.
He crawls a little.
Yeah.
Let me check the range on invisibility just in case it's needed.
Yeah.
Also,
especially
Max.
Because with the pull also, we'll say where Niall and Ripple head, unsurprisingly, you all are basically just like on the other side, as your contracts are not millennia old. You are much closer to the start, or to the more recent contracts.
I will mention this. At this point, Niall summons Owlin and has Owlin sit on Artagan's shoulder if he will allow it.
Sure.
Cool.
Why not?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Do I roll investigation with advantage since I'm being helped, or is it just
we will come back to that. We will resolve some extenuating
personal
quests, because that will also probably mean if we'll say you are searching, because I'm imagining you both are looking, and then we will roll to see how quickly, once some other things are resolved, you all are and what you find. Maybe find some other fun stuff. Yeah, Artagan, headed straight for where you feel that pull. You are able to easily grab your contract, and you see it is it's... How much do you remember?
I don't know. Not really anything from just before it was made. I'm not sure how much he remembers about it being made. I'm not sure if he committed any of that to memory. I think it was just a very rushed, like, yes, I'm in this situation I want to not be, and you make a very good proposal. Sounds good to me. Did not read the fine print.
Yeah. Did not think
can
you'd
read.
have to spend the rest of your waking days in this fucking hellhole.
Literally.
Yeah. So, you read your contract, and do you want me to share what it says on your contract, or do you?
Yes.
So yeah, Artagan, you are able to read your contract, where it states that in return for your service, you will be brought back to life from a stab wound to the stomach that you received, and you will not age as long as you are carrying out this contract. Is there anything else I left out important wise? Let's see. About this.
Think of.
But yeah, I think those are the main things. Your contract was in return for not dying.
Yeah.
Nice.
He did die after all. He could never really remember whether or not he did. And now he's kind of realizing that, oh shoot, I guess I did.
So yeah, as Artagan's kind of standing there reading and taking in the actual words of this contract, because you felt for a while that you really haven't been looking older, despite the fact that the wrinkles and bags and time passing and the lack of sleep you really fucking get on this plane should be doing something.
Yeah, it's been a little bit. But yeah.
All right.
Interesting. He's looking. If this man could look paler, if this man's skin wasn't completely white, yeah, the stripes of gray on his skin are looking a little less,
paler.
a little paler.
Yeah. All right.
That's all you can tell.
And this Ripple who's just like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, Ripple's like, I can't read it, so who knows what it says.
So,
I feel like Ripple like knows what it says, wouldn't?
Yeah, well, maybe.
Like,
there could be extra words in there.
Yeah, it's not important.
So, apologies, but this is something he would do while Zephyr is going through her contracts to detect thoughts.
No one said Zephyr was going through her contract.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
But what are you doing?
I guess
then?
while
She
Zephyr
is
is
going
acting...
to look for the contract that everyone else is looking for. The contract.
Oh,
for the
then
job.
he would hold off on that.
Yeah. All right. So
Fair point for clarification.
Artagan did make a beeline towards his Ripple. You can
Spider
still.
line.
Yes, a spider line. Ripple, you are still acutely aware. Even as you're like searching for this other contract, you have in your brain, it's like, if I just turn around 43.5 degrees, look up, and the fifth from the right, like, it is that precise of, you don't even have to look at it and you're able to know where your contract is.
I feel like at this point, if it's getting like annoying,
it is annoying.
Because like Ripple's trying to find this other contract that she can't even read.
It is. So it is annoying. It is definitely begging to be reunited. It is a piece of your soul begging to be reunited with you. It is hard to ignore.
Ripple's gonna just turn and go, "Oh, fuck this! This is so annoying." So she's gonna turn around, find her contract.
Mm-hmm. You're easily snatch it. Yeah.
Just snatch it. Just kind of look at it and be like, okay, cool. I read it. Put it back and then go.
You're like, reset it. Can I fucking reset my contract?
Reset the timer.
Yeah, exactly. You feel it dim for sure. The act of touching your contract does make it. You're still aware of where it is, and now you've been over there, but it's not nearly as annoying, and you can focus on what you're looking for. Zephyr, you have not tried to find your contract. Anything you do will be at disadvantage for searching.
Shoot.
As you
All right.
you don't even have one bugging you. You have 1.5 or 2.
Okay.
You're unsure the exact amount, and that's bothering you as well, for reasons you know, I would imagine.
Mm-hmm.
So you can go ahead and give me along with Niall and Ripple and anyone who's looking for the main reason you're here, you can go ahead and give me an investigation check. But Zephyr, you are struggling and acutely aware of it.
Yeah. Can I have Albert help me?
I was about to say, Ripple, can you give the help
That's a
action, or you? Okay, you're rolling on your own. 14.
How
what were you
would
saying?
Albert help you? How would Albert give you the help?
Let
Emotional
me
support.
think. Emotional support. I feel like every time she would get distracted, maybe Albert would like poke her in the head or something, or like make a noise and like get her to focus.
Would that help? Well, so, all right.
Well,
if you
yeah, to
think
get her
it'll
to
help,
focus.
all right,
Or distraction.
We'll let you roll at straight roll. Yeah. Artagan, are you also looking for this contract now?
I am, and I rolled about it, and the thing is, listen.
All right, the
Before you make
minus
any
3.
assumptions about me and my roles and my history in life and everything that you know about me as a person and my, anyway.
Is it a negative?
Listen to me. It is not a negative. I rolled, and it kind of landed a little bit cocked, even though it was, like, in the middle of the thing.
You know when Artagan's trying to win a bet? Bro, what is it?
It was on a 19. It kind of stayed there a little
so
bit,
it's a
and then
2?
it went boop, onto a 1.
Oh my god.
So.
Oh no.
I guess he's
It was
too
literally
engrossed in his
stuck
contract.
there on a 19. It was like, psych.
Yeah. We'll say that,
So-
Artagan, you're kind of hyperventilating about the fact that you did
Yeah,
die.
he forgot why he was here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you were like, oh, fuck, I have died
What does this
before.
mean? This is information.
Mm-hmm. I blocked that
How am I
out.
gonna process this after last night?
Andrew's
Okay.
still traumatized from being humanified from.
Oh, yeah, you're also like, wow, being a
The
spider
spider.
was way better, bro.
Dude, I only have 1 4th level spell slot left.
Yeah,
Please
so
don't ask for
you
that
are
right
not
now.
helping Artagan. Ripple?
Yeah.
What did you roll? Sorry.
I got a 17.
17, okay. Niall?
14.
14, okay. Zephyr.
The
what did
dice
you get?
giveth and taketh.
Mm-hmm.
I got an 18.
An 18. I will say, you all are searching and searching, and 5, 10, 15 minutes go by. You're starting to narrow it down. You're getting closer with what you think the timeline is. This is also the issue, is none of you are super history buffs and nerds. It's pretty easy to look at the contract. You know the name you're looking for, but there are a lot of them. And with it going by the first name of going by Levistus, rule of 3, but the timeline is the big issue. You all did not get a very concrete time, and also for some of you, you don't really know what the time is currently considered, what year it is. Years are also a little different for some of you where you grew up than where it is recorded here. It's proving to be a challenge, and while you think you're moving closer to the right direction, you're still having to struggle and look. Zephyr, I'm gonna need another wisdom saving throw from you, as you have not gone and looked at either of the situations that are calling for your attention after this time.
Oh, Zephyr. I thought you said
Zephyr,
Ripple.
not Ripple.
Oh,
Ripple, you went.
Okay,
You went
good.
and
My
picked your
brain
contract.
popped the
You
only
reset your
one.
contract. It's fine.
I got a 3.
That's a really good number. I like it.
No, it's not. It's not.
Let
a
me
good
see if I
number.
can bardic inspiration myself. By the way, you're not getting another one.
Yeah, also
Okay.
don't
I don't know
waste
why
it
you need
on
to do it for
Zephyr.
yourself.
There's no possible way to save from
Nope.
that 3.
I'm more thinking for the next
For the
possible
next round.
search.
Yeah.
But Bardic Inspiration specifies not you. I forgot that's
yeah.
a thing lore bards get, and I'm not one of those.
Yeah, Zephyr, you're immediately met with the you have to, will, and shall be going to one of them. You can choose whether it's the stronger pull or the lesser pull, but you will not have the stuttering effect of last time. You all just see Zephyr peel off and fucking go. There's nothing she can do to
I
change.
try to be stealthy about it.
At disadvantage.
My suit gives me advantage, so it's a straight roll.
Alright.
Pardon me while I look at the range of Detect Thoughts, since this is absolutely something he would do.
Oh no, Zephyr.
I've had like 6 rolls above 10 tonight.
Ugh.
Ooh.
And I've rolled at least like.
You've rolled a lot, yeah.
I
You have.
I'm kind of losing it.
Zephyr's not having a good time.
That's a 12.
A 12.
This is where. Oh, cool. I notice.
12 for. Yeah. I would say everyone notices, because this is also in a point where it's probably hit a lull of you all just being like, I'm so fucking tired of looking at the same goddamn shit. And, like, you all were really intensely focusing, but now you're kind of like, you need to take a second. And that's when, I will say, might not have... Oh, fuck. Artagan does not have,
anything.
It does not have a slug, so if Zephyr gets out of Artagan's, line of sight slash situation, that will become an issue. But yeah, I would say you all are aware Zephyr is missing. I mean, the room's not, it's what the fuck? It's books on all, like, the whole circle, the whole donut is books, so like you can't just look across and see once Zephyr has headed towards. Which one are you moving towards, Zephyr?
Towards the one that the stronger pull. The stronger pull. First.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you all notice Zephyr has gone. Niall and Ripple and Artagan, you're like, oh, that's a problem.
Niall.
And then Niall and Ripple, you're like, ooh, that's a bigger problem because Artagan is gonna see whatever he thinks he should see after when Zephyr returns. So
like repolymorph.
Turn him into a spider.
Okay, and gosh darn it, can't do Detect Thoughts then, but this is more important.
I'm not saying you have to. I was just joking, but if Artagan wants to be turned back into a spider,
Niall will approach and like, Artagan,
Oh, yeah.
Zephyr seems to be going through it. Do you think you're going to stay calm when something approaches that you think should be here, if the two of us can vouch that it is still Zephyr?
Maybe.
Do you want to be a spider again? To be... You look like you're going through it right now.
Don't know what gives you that idea.
He looks down at the frozen cold sweat, probably at his feet.
Yeah. Well, but you see, his eyes are just kind of distant. He's like, okay, I'm processing things. Like in his, like that's his like, not what his words say, but what his face kind of says. He's not quite here. But, I mean, yeah, if y'all can vouch, I'll see. And if I don't believe you, then Turned me into a spider, I guess.
Yes,
I
I
don't
will
care.
mention this. If you feel magic from owling, that means we have an unexpected visitor.
Great.
So keep quiet if you do feel that.
Always am.
And now I was gonna move to try to be within 30 feet of Zephyr, but in their blind spot.
I will say that might be difficult with the curvature of the room and the speed Zephyr has, as Zephyr can dash 90 feet.
Ooh.
So
Actually, she's gonna get this out of the way as quick as possible. She clicks her boots of speed together and goes 180.
so
Is there
yeah.
even that much room on the floor?
I mean, curvature-wise, she could zoop, zoop, and
yeah, I was about to say,
get
it
back.
sounds like she can lap us,
Yeah.
but fair.
I mean, there is quite a lot of room. It is a large room. You all are going through tomes, but yeah. The first one you make it to. Do you want me to read it out loud or no? Or to let you know what you hear out loud? Again, no one can use this because theoretically, no one is listening.
We wouldn't know,
Yeah.
and also
Yeah.
you're out of range of detect thoughts, which is how
Okay.
Mr. Curious would get in.
So yeah, we can read both out loud because she's gonna go to the stronger pull first, the weaker pull, kind of in like a circle, just as fast as she can to get back to looking for the main contract.
Yeah. So the stronger pull, you pull this and you see it is a contract. It is your contract. Between Levistus, you and Levistus, basically for resources and things you'd need to fund your artificery projects. I'm gonna come back for Niall. I realize now I haven't read or haven't given this option for Niall's contract, so we will revisit. He doesn't get away.
I need to determine if he would. Again, this is one of those. I want to reveal it, but he would be like, "Yeah, this is the thing I signed," and immediately poking back. I'm unpacking that.
Yeah.
After this job's done.
But yeah, so basically Zephyr's was for resources. Resources for your own personal work, and you put it back. You do not pocket it.
She does not pocket it.
You speed to the next one, and you can immediately feel a difference as you pull this one. It is not Levistus's. It is not signed by Levistus, and it's obviously not yours. You haven't signed 2 contracts.
No.
This one is, you see Jago's name on this contract with Asmodeus. The quite literally ruler of the 9 hells. And as you're reading, it is, Infernal, but you do not know like contract law Infernal. Your contract compared to this one is minuscule. That you pull this and the contract just keeps going.
Oh my god!
It is a lengthy legal document of legalese speak. And as you're trying to quickly skim through it, the essence of what you get, give me an intelligence check as you attempt to discern quickly what all this is. No!
Oh my god.
I feel like the number of times it's not even below 10, it's like below 7. Like, all of my
you
rolls
have another
tonight
set
been
of
below
dice.
7. I've been using 4! I have 4 sets of dice!
Betrayed them.
No, I haven't betrayed them! These are all Zephyr's dice! There's no betrayal! I'm not gonna waste a flash of genius because she can sit down and read this more detail on her own time. But that is like gonna be.
Oh, you're actually pocketing this one?
Are you pocketing this one?
Or yeah, we'll get to that. Okay. We'll get to that.
So
give me a second. This is an intelligence. So it's just a 7. It's just a 7.
A 7? Okay. As you're reading this, you get all you can really get that Jago made a deal for is turning like lies into law or statements into law. It is a contract where something you says becomes law. That is about all you can get. And as you scroll more, you see that at the bottom it says requires blood of his own, and you see 4 names listed with 2 of them crossed out as deceased. You see the name Beckett and Gareth crossed out as deceased, followed by Cassius and your name.
Beckett and Garrett! What's the other guy's name? Oh my god!
So we're gonna come back to Baldur's Gate, and Pip's boyfriend is gonna be dead.
Oh my god!
Zephyr's name is on there?
Mm-hmm.
So Zephyr is related to Cassius.
Somehow.
Maybe. I will pocket that contract.
Yeah, you
And I'm
fucking
gonna
Hey,
sleight of hand
that
it. I don't
bitch
think
back up.
anyone's near me, but just in case, I'm gonna sleight of hand.
Okay.
Hey,
Yeah, that's a
Max,
26.
general curiosity. How recent is that contract?
Oh yeah, I am curious about that too.
For that contract specifically, it is. Hold on. Doing math in my head. 24 years ago.
Dang. Okay, cool. After that, oh no, I'm trying to think of my next move.
Would you still zip the full circuit?
Come back and be like, I didn't do anything. Nothing happened.
That's me.
She's gonna make the ice elevator and go down to the 4th floor and look for what she was looking for on the 4th floor.
All right. And
Alright,
as
other attempt at finding the contract
Yep.
then.
as Zephyr completely abandons everyone looking for the contract on this floor, we will pick up next time
No!
with the
Yeah, I
three
was
of
about to
you
say it's
attempting-
almost 2
yeah,
a.m.
the 3 of you attempting to find
Gosh.
what you're here for, and Zephyr out doing her own thing. So